And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Eternal Challenger League Season 5, Qualifier number 7. Hope you guys are all doing well. I know it is a little bit of an odd time, but there was quite a few players who actually couldn't play on the weekends and wanted to get a chance to qualify for the Grand Final, so I figured I'd hold one during the week at a little bit of a strange time to give some folks who haven't been able to play in the traditional time slots a chance to play. Yes, I know, I'm sure many of you guys will be falling asleep to my grumbly voice here. But it should be quite a bit of fun. Man, we'll get there together. So let's go ahead and look at the brackets for today. We're still waiting on a couple players, but I figured I'd start the stream a little bit early and just chat with you guys. But right now, the only matches we have in the top 4 are Loopy against Hadries. So again, we've seen Hadries quite often in the Eternal Challenger League Grand Finals, and he's done very well for himself. So coming back to play in today's top 4 to see if he can qualify for the Grand Final. So right now, just going to be messaging his opponent, getting this party started. Making sure you can see the lobby. You see lobby. Of course, players are more than welcome to take a little break if they'd like. I know things are going. Check here. Perfect. Perfect. All right, everything's good. How you guys doing? Has it always been top 4? Why do I remember top 8? So top 8, for top 8 events, it's basically going to be the Grand Final. So for the Grand Finals, like, it's 8 weeks of competition, or 8 qualifiers, not 8, well, I guess 8 weeks sort of, but 8 qualifiers over the period of time. And each qualifier has one champion. Each champion is one of the 8 qualifiers for an 8-man tournament, which is the grand finals of each season. So yeah, and that is going to be a one-day event. Typically, I do that all in just balls deep. We just go at it. We have a good time. But yeah, if we did top 8, each stream would be like 4 to 6 hours, depending on things. So, which is fine for like the grand finals. I don't mind that. But for these streams, I think to keep it a little bit more concise and all that good stuff, we keep it around the 2 to 4 hour mark. Yeah. Time for some hot ASMR, oh god. Yeah, it's going to be good. I'm very excited. So let's go ahead and check out the lobbies, make sure the players can see everything. Going to get Loopy invited into here. He just finished I would imagine, a pretty contested best of 3 series. So of course, if he needs a minute, that's totally fine. All right, Loopy, there he is. We got him an invite. Perfect. So he should be in here in just a minute. I was trying to decide whether to watch basketball or Turin. Seems like the right decision was made. I 100% agree, Jean. 100% agree. Yeah, today was very smooth. We started at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I mean, we're more or less going to be wrapping up in the next like hour and a half, 2 hours. So yeah, that's not bad. That's pretty normal. What has it been? 4 hours? Yeah, about 5 or 6 hours. Yeah, about 6 hours probably for the entire event, which is pretty standard, I'd say. I think the tournaments go like at the very short end of things. I was expecting only to have like maybe 30 people today, 40 people maybe tops, because we did run the event at a very odd time, but we still got 60 plus people signed up, including a lot of Europeans. Which I was surprised about. Random Nix, why the sad face, man? Did you get eliminated, or is it just the fact that you have to stay up late? Let's go ahead and check. Now, Random Nix is still playing versus Ipho's. We have the duel of duels on the top side of the bracket. Right now, we have Loopy versus Hadries on this side. Life is a roller coaster. Pickled Buddha, you got it? Glad to hear it, man. That was I was wondering who ordered that one. There weren't. Most of the orders were the Bretonian Paladin one. That was the one that we saw quite a bit. All right, perfect. So hopefully, Loopy, we will be here in just a second. But nonetheless, we'll hang out and chat. All right, so let's go ahead and switch on over to the lobby for now, so we could just take a look at that bad boy. Here we go, battle scorecards, perfect. Huh. Maybe something's wrong with the lobby. Looks like the lobby may have been bugged or something, so we might have to remake it. Hey, Major Moolah, how's it going? I know I'm missing the Scars in the campaign too. It's just the editing is hard for me right now because it's a lot of like clicking, cutting out scenes and things like that. I might get back to it if the file is still good when my hand is fully recovered. Yeah. Hey, King Ajazal, Turin got that spicy meat on deck? Hell yeah, dude, always. In the form of VCL. I know. I do. I do indeed. All right, so let me go ahead and see if we need to remake the lobby. It's actually good, though. The longer it takes, the more people are going to not miss the first game. All right. Message Hadries. Perfect. We'll see what he says. We will see what he says, my friends. So, yeah, we could take a look at who's already qualified. So in the meantime, if we look at the players who've qualified so far, it's going to be some pretty serious competition. In the first week, Talaxel and Soothsayer, this was a ways away. This was like right after the Grom the Paunch DLC. The first one, actually, after the Grom the Paunch DLC. We had a Talaxel and Soothsayer come out and qualify. He was pretty ruthless in that tournament. He got there to the end and really got in there pretty quick. And then, of course, we have Anticity, who qualified the second week. Falcon, I believe in his first attempt, qualified in the third week as well. Flying Taco, Fistek, and then we had Zero, who, of course, qualified in the most recent rendition of our Eternal Challenger League. And today is going to be contesting one of the last 2 spots. So there's not too many chances left to qualify. This is pretty much it, aside from, the one after, of course. So, yeah, it's going to be good. Fierce competition is a boot. And, one sec here. Yeah, internet's been pretty weird today. I mean, this morning I know there were some outages in Los Angeles, just like across the board with Spectrum Internet, but hopefully today it's okay. All right, so let's remake the lobby. See if that helps. Okay, looks like lobbies are all up. I will host it. Yeah, you guys got a little time. We'll probably start in the next, I would say 10 or 15 minutes, give or take. So the prize pool for every qualifier, there's just a $25 prize that I send to the individual who qualifies. But for the grand finals, it's probably going to be anywhere from $300 to $600, I would say. Yeah, for the grand finals, for the big Papa tournament. Okay, my game actually just crashed. So hold on, I might actually have to force quit my Warhammer. One sec, guys, bear with me. Bad Warhammer. Being very bad. Okay, hold on. Yes, Warhammer not responding. Lovely. At least we're getting this out of the way before the battle starts. Perfect. All right. Steam is back. We'll wait for Warhammer to reset. Hey, Bubba's Big Blast. No worries. I know it's a really weird time of the night, so I'm sure not as many people will be able to stay up and watch and whatnot because of work and all that stuff. You got to root for Zyphos? Yeah, Zyphos, I think this is his first time trying to qualify this season. I'm pretty sure he hasn't played in any other qualifiers, to my knowledge. Yeah, the finals are going to be insane. I'm really excited. So the finals will probably be like 2 or 3 weeks after the conclusion of the regular season. I haven't been playing too much Bannerlord. No. I do jump in and watch Italian Spartacus stream it every now and then, but I haven't been playing too much myself. Yeah. So, yeah, I think I'll get back to it, though. Somebody was telling me they added, dedicated servers for that. Hold on. All right, so it's fine. Host game as a spectator. Failed to host game. What witchcraft is this? I might have to join one of their lobbies if there's some sort of a technical issue going on with the servers and stuff. Okay, worked that time. We're good. All right, so let me go ahead and go to my friends list. And of course, for people watching this after the fact, I'll make sure to timestamp it. Adries, you have been invited to the lobby. And Loopy, you have been invited as well. Very good. Was there a lobby crash? Perhaps there was. Nonetheless, holy shit, a big old donation coming out right out of the gates from Kelly Blair. Glad you're back. Hope this helps keeping the tourneys going. It absolutely does. It absolutely does. Thank you so much. Hadrius just said on his end he had some issues. Okay, no problem, bud. No problem. Kelly Blair, thank you so much. And yeah, everything's going really good. Everything's going very good. So thank you so much for your support. Very generous of you. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm thinking of... So while I have you guys here and we're just kind of hanging out waiting for the players to get ready. Obviously, taking breaks is totally good between the finals and, all the games they have to play back to back. But yeah, put them in a stew, I know. The Grom the Paunch theme is fun. But eventually, I'm hoping in the next month I'll be able to stream 5 days a week. I'm thinking of having a big qualifier, so an ECL once a week. Maybe 2 of the other streams will be casual, kind of King of the Hill type formats, and then the other ones will be either campaign or another kind of a Swiss league. I'm thinking of having a Swiss type league where people play over time and we just kind of stream games that are going on in that league. I think it'd be a lot of fun, but yeah. Hey Kelly, thank you again. Glad to hear it. Cheers. Right back at you. All right, perfect. All right, perfect. Just got a hold of Loopy. Looks good. And on the top side of the bracket, let's go ahead and see if we've made any progress there. Loopy said just getting a quick snack, no problem. Great. Yes, it is chat time. Let's see some Dawi UFC body slams for the boys. The Dawi are about those headbutts, and headbutting is actually not, I believe it's not allowed in UFC. I know. Crack open the whiskey and kick back. Always good to see a tournament turn. Hey, glad to hear that. Yeah, I want to do like 4 or 5 streams a week. Streaming's my favorite part of YouTube. I love doing it. Like, you know, editing videos and all that kind of stuff has never really been my jam. Any predictions for this matchup? Any matchup predictions for the stream? Well, I mean, Hadri certainly likes his Dark Elf and Skaven, so you're going to be seeing that. Yeah. Well, so Patrick Leonard, the bracket you guys are looking at right now, that isn't necessarily the, like, Sooth isn't going to be playing Anticity, Falcon's not going to be playing Taco. I usually shuffle them, or, yeah, try and, like have them, like, seated in a traditional kind of, like, college basketball way. Oh, there's no screen blocker right now. No, we're just waiting for the players right now, so no stress. JTH says, played Random Mix today with the Ultra CheeseNet Luminarch. Oh, how'd that go? You got a big loss? Oh, okay. Fair play. Turin, have you played in tournaments streamed on YouTube yourself? Yeah, I have. Yeah. Typically, though, like, I played in tournaments on Dov's channel. I played in a couple of Aerocrastics, which were streamed on his Twitch channel a while back. I actually had a really good series where in one of the tournaments I got to the semifinals and had a really, really good series against Hadri's. That was a while back. I'm super out of practice now since I've been recovering from my hand surgery. I'm probably going to be pretty bad when I when I come back in. Yeah. Hey, Zero, what's up, dude? What's cracking? What is cracking? Okay. Understanding. Okay, perfect. So Loopy is... What the hell was that? That was like some weird sound in my backyard. The Skaven have invaded. Okay. He'll be here soon. So yeah, probably like 5 or 10 minutes, guys, and we'll get going. Just waiting on Loopy. Zyphos will play Wood Elves? Yes. I am most certain that's going to happen. You know what's really going to be crazy, too, is when we get to the potential Wood Elf DLC that's coming, right? Like seeing what, you know, players like Felcon and Zyphos and all these Wood Elf mains are really going to be able to do with a more diverse faction. Like mixing in some of the elements from before that were very powerful, you know? It's going to be wild. I'm really excited. I really need a new roster explanation from about Bretonia from Turin. What questions do you have? Ah, you're painting your Black Templars. Very cool. Could be Nurgle spawn. Yes, guys, we're currently in the pre-game show. 100%. 100%. Yeah, I've been painting my Black Legion models, actually. And what's kind of cool about painting Black Legion is, like, if you really want to get into the fluff of, like, 40k lore, Black Legion, like, have, like, soldiers from every chapter, or every legion, basically. So you can kind of be like, yeah, it's Black Legion, but it's also World Eaters, because, like, you know, they come from World Eaters, and they come from this. So in terms of, like, tabletop, you can just play with it, whatever rules you more or less want. Plus, the Black Legion paint scheme is really badass. Well, Ferris, say happy birthday, Turin. Hope you have a speedy recovery. I'm doing good. I'm recovering. It's slow and steady, man. Like, there's days where I think I'm recovering very quickly, and then there's days where I'm like, okay, you know, this is going to be a little bit longer than I thought. But it's, you know, at the end of the day, it's progress. Yeah. A Haggard Lords tournament. Yeah, we could do that. I think what we'd have to do is come up with, like, a list of characters who are perceived to be, like, bad, you know, and then they have to, like, play through those. Painting isn't too rough on the hand. It gets tired quick, but I can still do it. I do it almost every night. Like, since I've gotten my surgery, I painted quite a few of my Black Legionnaires. Yeah, it's been good. Okay, looks like Loopy is firing this bad boy up. Perfect. We'll get this party started in just a moment. You know, I was thinking of doing, I don't know if now would be the appropriate time, but like a painting video where Lady Turin and I sit down and paint some miniatures and show you guys, like, the final results. She's a much better painter than I, but yeah, it would be a lot of fun. What do you think about painting a Loyalist, Space Marines, and Alpha Legion colors? Oh, that's totally fine. Yeah, it's totally fine. People do that all the time. The big thing is like as long as the proportions of the model and then the bases are like the same size, then it doesn't matter too much. And it's, you know, it's more or less the same thing, right? Yeah. Is Nakai a good Lizardman Lord in campaign? Yes, but in multiplayer, no. In multiplayer, he's very heavily overcosted. Nakai costs like probably 200 more than he should. Hey, Swordify. Thank you so much for becoming a new member, dude. Welcome. Yeah, you guys are actually early this time. Oh my god, Palpatine just screeching at me here. I totally forgot that happens. Can't wait to see the mullet. Yeah, you know, the mullet might actually go soon. Because, like, the problem is, since one of my hands is, like, recovering from surgery, it's very hard to, like, I'm not allowed to, like use it, like, to, it's hard to, like, wash my hair and, like, manage this, like, mop I have on my head, so it gets a little bit, like, kind of tangled and gnarly and, like, you know, all this sort of stuff, so, yeah. Is there an open Discord? Yes, there is. So if one of the mods, if you guys are here in chat already, if you guys could drop a link to the Discord, that'd be great. But basically, anyone who wants to play in these tournaments, it's fair game. Today was open signups. We had many players play for the first time, and some players, you know, it's a great learning experience. Yeah, you might get smashed at first, but it's really, really good. So, all right, so let's go ahead and pick the first map. Looks like the man, the myth, the legend, Loopy is here. Let's go ahead and do the River Amazon. Hey, it is Loopy. It is him. And we can do Shimmer Sword. This is a good map. Although I think we had it earlier in today's tournament, so. Yes. Map set. Perfect. We are good to go. Yeah, I don't know. The mullet, guys, I've had the mullet for a while. It's not like it's been like a Can't Lady Turin wash the mullet? She helps me with it sometimes. Yeah, she does. So, like, I'm not allowed to get my, like, there was a period of time where I wasn't allowed to get my right hand wet and things like that. So, like, it was really, like, difficult to wash it. King Adizal, $2 donation covers at least 1/4 of a CSM. Yes, more or less. Thank you, Adizal. Appreciate it. Much appreciated, brother. We have one from the Melee Salon. I like to think Tic-Tac-Toe has a mullet under the helmet. I think every true champion of Warhammer Fantasy has a mullet. All right, players are here. They're going to do their picks and bans, and we're just going to hang out and chat in the meantime. So, guys, we are on the cusp of our first battle here today. Melee Salon, Tic-Tac-Toe with a mullet. I 100% can see that being a thing. Thank you for your donation, dude. And you donated so much last stream also. Josh Shackford, I've been watching since the good old Hammer 1 days. Finally starting to pay it forward for all the years of entertainment you've been dropping. Hey, man. So there's only more to come. We're not taking our foot off the pedal. We're going deep, boys and girls. We're going deep, boys, and 1.8% of viewership girls that may be lurking here in chat. Yeah. We're going strong. Thank you guys for hanging out. All right, so let's see what the picks and bans are. So Loopy is going to pick High Elves, and yeah, you know, Loopy actually picked Eltharion the Grim and won a tournament game against a very good player a couple months back. I was very impressed with that. So it's fun. We have, you know, Hadri's is kind of a, I wouldn't call him like a dedicated elf player, a dedicated dark elf player for sure, but I don't think I've seen Hadri's play High Elves or Dark Elves that much, or High Elves or Wood Elves. Definitely Dark Elves. So he's going High Elves, and he's going to be banning Bretonia and Norska. Norska is definitely a good ban. You're going to want to get rid of the pendulums and the sea fangs that just like wreck through your archers and spear lines and things like that. Hadri's, you know, obviously has a ton of options here. Maybe a wild Skaven pick could come in. Could be quite a bit of fun. Happy Scrub, one of my hands works perfectly fine, so there's no issues there. Had a mullet in my 20s, 2.5 feet from the back of my head. Dude, Kelly, that's pretty ace. That's aces, man. Do you think Volkmar had a mullet when he was young? Yeah, probably before his hair, before he went bald. Yeah. I have not read the Eisenhorn books. No, I'm currently reading Black Legion by Aaron Dembski-Bowden. Yeah. No, I don't stream on Twitch. No. I do not. Oh, Greenskins. All right, so we got Greenskins. We have the Warden and the Paunch DLC matchup here. It's going to be the Greenskins facing off against the High Elves in our first matchup. So, yeah, we'll see. Obviously, Stone Trolls have become pretty popular. Missile resist, magic resist, you know, pretty powerful. You can get Bob in there with for some hard-hitting punch. Yeah, Loopy did get through a very tough bracket. 100% agree. Loopy's always been a very good player. Yeah, I believe Loopy is based in Australia. Hadri's is in America. I believe he's East Coast. So yeah, we got the States versus Australia here. Should be quite a bit of fun. Yeah, Falcon's tier list for Lords is very accurate. Like, if I were to say the worst Lords in the game, it'd 100% be Sigvald, Tretch. Sigvald and Tretch would probably be my top two. I mean, I already have a list video coming out on this, so I guess I'll just wait. Tic-Tac-Toe is much better than Tretch, though. At least he has a mount and can, like, goon things a little bit. Like, he has some utility, whereas, like, Tretch is just useless. Like, he just runs around and does nothing. Like, he's just, like, you know, he's somewhat hard to kill for how much he costs, but that's not going to win you games early, because, like, they'll just kill everything else you have and then save Tretch for last. That's the problem. And he doesn't have anything that, like, forces you to have to deal with him, right? Like, he's just god-awful. Yeah. So, it's pretty wild. Oh yeah, Malverde. Yeah. Hadrius is a very good greenskin player. He is a very, very solid greenskin player. Who would win a UFC fight, a Slayer or a Temple Guard unit? A unit of Temple Guard versus a single Slayer? Well, that's pretty unfair. I mean, if we're talking just a Slayer versus like a Saurus, are we talking like with no weapons? That'd be pretty hard for a dwarf with no weapons. Because like the lizards have like claws and teeth and like, you know, it's kind of like a little unfair. Yeah. Helmet is like not... Helmet is like right above F tier. He's like the tier above. Like his Helmet Gorst at least can be a Mortis engine with lore vampires. So like he has some very niche utility these days. He got a couple, you know, cost decreases, you know, here and there, which have done well. All right, Hadrius is ready. And it looks like Loopy is making the final tweaks to his army. But I mean, I think if like you give a Slayer a weapon, because like dwarves are super strong. They're like Herculean, like the amount of muscle and might they have in their little tiny frames. Well, they're not even that tiny. Like dwarves are super like broad. They're just short in Warhammer Fantasy. Like if you look at some of the art of Gotrek, it looks like he could literally pick up a horse and throw it. You know? Yeah, Sigvald is definitely better than Tretch, because at least Sigvald heals and like has a silver shield and is like very heavily armored. Although Tretch has pretty good armor if memory serves, but Sigvald I think has like 100 plus and Tretch has like 90, I think. Yeah, Sigvald is much better than Tretch. Yeah, so something to think about. Who would win, 1,000 dinosaurs or the sun? Well, I think we know the answer to that, more or less. My name is Mullet Master right now. I forgot to change that. I'll have to change that. Yeah, the mullet. I think it served its purpose. I've had this mullet for like almost 4 or 5 months. I mean, when was the Everchosen? Do you guys remember when that was? I think the Everchosen was in what was that? January? Was it March or April? Yeah. So I've had this thing for like 4 or 5 months now. Jesus, time flies. That felt like it was like last month. Yeah, Gorston campaign is pretty good. I mean, he gives army-wide poison. Yeah, it's incredibly strong. Yeah, so he's much better looking than Tretch also. Well, that is certainly true. All right, Hadrius is ready. Looks like Loopy is ready also. So now we're going to be loading into the first match. Again, this is best of 3. The grand finals will be best of 5. So the winner of this best of 3 series will be advancing to face the winners of the top side of the bracket, who are currently just wrapping things up. So we'll try and keep the pace going today. Obviously, the players, I think, hey, yeah, like I said, Hadrius is American. I think pretty much most of the players on the top side of the bracket that are attempting to qualify are probably, yeah, we have Zyphos and Random Nick, so we have France and Poland there. Autogen. Yeah, to get things going a little bit quicker. All right, so let's take a look at the army here of Hadrius. Let me make sure, firstly, that I don't have any like screen blockers or foolish stuff going on. No, looks like we're good. So yeah, for Hadrius, oh, we have a donation from Balk Matt of 15 Canadian dollars. I tore my shoulder. I can't play for long either. Thanks for keeping me entertained, though. I really enjoy your commentary on battles. Hey, I got you, dude. Wait, you tear your labrum? If you did, yeah, you'll probably have to get surgery for that. I mean, you can like just let it heal, and basically then you just won't be able to do like overhead exercises. But yeah, I have a torn labrum also, bud. Yeah, I've had it since I was 21. I just never got it fixed, but I'm thinking about doing it. But God, surgery is just, it really puts you down for a while. Anyways, for Hadrius, he's got Black Orcs. Black Orcs I do like, immune to psychology against the big monsters. There's Phoenixes, Dragons, these bad boys. So, you know, they're not going to turn and run like pretty much every other greenskin on the roster. And what's also cool is they beat Rangers, they beat down Spearmen, they beat down Silvern Guard, they trade efficiently with White Lions, they trade efficiently with, you know, pretty much everything, including Phoenix Guard and Swordmasters. Swordmasters might actually beat them in combat one-on-one, I'm not sure, but again, when you add in other variables like the Greenskin Waaagh, the Black Orcs will win that, right, if the Waaagh is active. So we got Black Orcs, we got Goblins in the front, Hadrius with a single Hammer of Gork. We got a big old Goblin Great Shaman, who does have some sniping abilities, including the Don't Even Try and the Vindictive Glare. We got a little Big Boss, a Spirit Leecher, so very much a sniping kit. Goblin Great Shaman spams a snipe with Spirit Leech, and you party, you have some fun. In the back, we got Orc Boar Boys, and that appears to be it for this glorious, glorious greenskin army. Yes, yes. Oh, look at this. What is this styling here by Loopy? Wait, Loopy is an ODM, isn't he? Okay, look at this. So Loopy, of course, is one of the champions of Clan ODM, dropping his ODM clan signature here. He's got the Shadow Warriors. I do like, oh, and he's got the gray. What is this? What plane of existence are we on? So the gray is the ROR of Shadow Warriors. You almost never see them. Almost never. So Loopy dropping some style, which is pretty cool, but now he's going to be deploying in an actual formation. But yeah, he's got the gray. These are the ROR Shadow Warriors. Wow. You never see those guys. But, against greenskins, I mean, against Savage Orcs, they're good. Against Light Armored Trolls. Shadow Warriors, I'm curious to see their application here. Yeah. So we got Rangers. We got some Heavy Cav. Heavy Cav has always pretty much been the way against greenskins because greenskins really do lack in the Cav department. I mean, Orc Boar Boys against Dragon Princes is going to be a one-sided massacre. So, yeah, definitely taking advantage of that. Granted, greenskins do have snares, they have slows, they have tricks, they have traps. So you still got to watch out for such effects. Up in the sky, we have the Pigeon Queen, I think. No, an Archmage of Death. Oh, man, I'm so not used to seeing Archmages. Yeah, we have an Archmage of Death with Spirit Leech and Doom of Darkness. That's pretty cool. So we have a donation from Mr. Tronsley. Turn, what's the skill gap in general when playing multiplayer nowadays? Do you have players on each side of the scale? Yeah, we do. Obviously, players who are a bit newer typically get eliminated earlier in the tournament, but many players have just been practicing and getting better, so it's been getting great. Obviously, when you talk quick battles, it becomes a whole nother question, but if we're talking about tournaments and, kind of traditional multiplayer in that sense, then yeah, I think there's a lot of great skill. Yeah, the gray. I know, people are like, I didn't even know that existed. So Hadri's coming in with some sniping of his own. I mean, the Archmage of Death is a sniping character, right? It has Spirit Leech spam, it just flies overhead with tons of winds of magic, and Spirit Leech is your lord. But the Goblin Great Shaman is a big old chungus for sure. This guy has 7,000 plus HP, so it's not going to be like a Wurzag or an Azag or even like a Grimgore character who's going to suffer super bad from this. Like, it'll suck, but it's not going to be the end of the world. This spider will be able to take those Spirit Leeches. And you can see, like, the Spirit Leech doesn't always tick every time. So in that case, the spider was able to take that, like, only, a couple hundred damage from 2 Spirit Leeches, it looks like. So here the 8-peak loonies are going forward, kind of scouting out the Shadow Warriors, the little goblins, little gits, running in the tree line, quite happy. Look at these little folk. They're silver shielded and they're unbreakable, so might as well use them to screen out these guys. Some of the shots are going in, but the goblins are juking here. But oh no, Narnia's coming! The Rahagras Pride! They're going to be leaping in there, and they might be getting some free kills here. Yeah, a lot of these little goblins are going to be torn asunder here by the Lions of Narnia. You can see some goblins being tossed in front of the screen. And now they're going to pull back before the goblins or the archers can really retaliate. Very little damage is going to be coming onto the lions there. And ooh, the 8-peak loony's about to get hammered here by Dragon Princes. Another Vindictive Glare going down from Hadri's, plus a Spirit Leech and a Don't Even Try It. A really nasty gooning combination here on the Archmage of Death. Brutal. Now in the meantime, Loopy does respond with his princes, rides into the 8-peak loonies, able to take out probably about 10-15 goblins right there. Certainly not bad, and takes very little damage on the return, although 2 Dragon Princes is certainly a lot when you compare it to the value here of these little goblins. Shadow Warrior's still poking in, but like I'm trying to like perceive the usage of Shadow Warriors in this matchup. Like, I guess Orc Boar Boys, though, they have shields themselves and decent armor, so it's not going to be like super brutal. Yeah, I mean, that's okay damage. And the Gray is here as well. The Gray, of course, hits a little bit harder. They have 28 against 22 in terms of missile damage. So they shoot at those Orc Boar Boys, and those boys certainly get mulched a little bit. Misha in chat, go kitties, maul, maim, bite, munch, feast. Yeah, the cat certainly did get some of that action going. We were actually at my brother's apartment last night, and his girlfriend has 2 really adorable cats we were hanging out with. But man, look at the gooning on this this guy back here. The freaking Archmage of Death has just been getting blasted by Hadri's caster. Because the range is pretty damn good on that Vindictive Glare, plus Overcasted Spirit Leeches, and, Loopy has no healing, so it's a really interesting conundrum, right? Because Loopy's build is very much like, okay, I'm going to poke you with Shadow Warriors, force you to overextend, and then ride you down with Heavy Cav, right? But in this case, the fact that his Lord is going down so quickly is really kind of forcing him to move forward, I think, a little bit, I wouldn't say premature, but certainly not as quickly as he wants to. But nonetheless, it looks like the Dragon Princes here are getting good engagements, just wrecking the Orc Boar Boys with a little bit of Overwatch support. These Orc Boar Boys looks like they got afflicted by some sort of witchcraft and are also taking a ton of damage. And Spirit Leech is now going down on the Dragon Princes. I'm surprised he didn't overcast it on the Archmage, who's hiding in the shadows. But yeah, that was some really, really nasty firepower for sure. Nasty indeed. So the Giant River Troll Hag is slightly surrounded, actually. A little bit of a dangerous position because she is a big target. So that means that all the Shadow Warriors and Archers can focus her. But The thing is, it's like a double-sided coin here. If the Dragon Princes stay and try and kill the Troll Hag, but they don't finish the job, they're going to be taking brutal damage, because Black Orcs are actually really good at cutting down armored cav. These big boys are thick, they're heavily armored, they have really, really good AP, and yeah, generally are just good against any sort of armor. Armored single entities can be a little bit tricky for them, but it's hard to say. So Loopy, signaling a bit of a tactical retreat. Narnia is going to be letting loose its battle cry, the mighty roar, slowing down goblins and any, pursuers, potentially. The Orc Boar boys pretty much got roasted, but Hadri still has a good defensive position. He's got Black Orcs, he has a more or less full health Goblin Great Shaman here. Yeah, 2 Black Orcs. He also does have the Hammer of Gork, which is getting steady value. Little Warlords boys just kind of trolling over here as well against those Dragon Princes. And yeah, it looks like Hadri's does have another Orc Boar boy as well. So yes, the mighty Shadow Warriors. I'm quite curious about them though. Like in this matchup, I guess like Savage Orc Biggins are a somewhat common thing, but against Black Orcs and things like that, yeah, I guess it's kind of like if you do have that Wood Elf style play with like Way Watchers, where you like to use heavy, cav units and archers, it's pretty much one of your only options with the High Elves here. And the Shadow Warriors have been getting okay damage. Now they're going to be shooting in, and they will do well against Savage Orc Arrow Boys, who have 0 armor. You can see one volley brings those guys down to about 65%, give or take. So that's certainly very good. So yeah, Loopy's getting pretty good value here. It looks like in the back, his Archmage is, I wouldn't say stable, but certainly not out of the game. 66 leadership, 1300 HP. Oh, and it's something I actually missed. Okay, so I didn't notice that Loopy does have a Mage of Life as well. So Loopy is able to fall back, get a big old fat heal here on the Dragon Princes as well as the Archmage. Okay, so that suddenly makes Hadri's sniping attempts still very powerful, but not like something that's going to be like, oh, that's probably game over. I did not notice that he was rocking some fat healing there, so something to think about. In the meantime, Shadow Warriors loosing their shots here onto the Savage Orc Arrow Boys, but the entire time they're doing this, you have to remember that the artillery pieces of the Greenskins, or a piece, I should say, the Hammer of Gork here in the back is, making some good contact, taking out a couple of the Gray. Look at the Fanatics being thrown through as they get rode down here by the not by the AP Loonies, but by these Dragon Princes. Battle's pretty damn close. This is very much a technical game. Let me make sure players, they're just saying good luck, have fun, all set. Perfect. It was some very typical pre-game banter. But the Dragon Princes are somewhat healthy, I suppose, for this point in the game. They still have a good model count. 29, 28, plus 24. There still is healing. I would imagine the Archmage of Death is just going to be circling around the back. And it looks like the Princes are committing pretty heavily now. One concern, though, for this High Elf army is, are they going to have enough AP to kill the Goblin Great Shaman on the Spider? Now, something to know about the Spiders, they actually have pretty bad leadership. So the Goblin Great Shaman on this big Spider is only rocking, 60-something leadership. So if you're able to, kill its support and surround it, you don't necessarily have to kill it, right? You can surround it, you can chase it off the battlefield. You can prosper in this way. But, yeah, if that thing is, standing on top of Black Orcs, that is, a nightmare that I'm sure many High Elf players have had many a time. Just hordes of Munipsych Black Orcs just cackling while the Spider just rips apart the single entities on top of the Black Orcs. But yeah, Princes are getting lower and lower. It looks like the Rock Lobber is actually targeting them, and they're going to be going maybe for some sort of a strike here. But Hadri's is nearby with the River Troll Hag, who is also healing. He does also probably have some Spirit Leeches in the back pocket, and this could actually be pretty bad here for Loopy. Because what's going to happen is the Pigs are going to get the counter charge, and maybe a Mither's going to be going down. Yeah, the Mither's going down right here, slowing these bad boys down. They're now wavering. That is a lot of damage that the High Elves are going to be taking, and I'm sure they're not happy about these Pigs just going deep here. And yeah, those Dragon Princes certainly in big trouble. Now the Rangers are finally pushing in. They will, of course, massacre Goblins quite quickly. In the back, we do have the Mage of Life. Don't even try it. Activated, plus they need stabbing. And little Goblin Big Boss is pretty good answer here, although he might overextend a little bit and get taken out by the Narnia squad here. Mighty Roar is active, and Loopy coming in for a counterpunch himself. Very well played there by Loopy. He is able to isolate the Mage, the Goblin Big Boss. But is he going to get away? The Mighty Roar, of course, is a slow ability. That little Goblin Big Boss is trying so hard to get away here. This is actually a pretty important play, taking out the support character. They need stabbing is a really, really good ability. And now it looks like Black Orcs have caught up, so the Goblin might survive this. Might take another couple hits here from the Eagle, but nonetheless, the Goblin Great Shaman's coming in, and that little Goblin was super elusive. And look at that, Hadri's uses the Crown of Command to make the Goblin unbreakable. So that's, of course, an item that the Goblin Great Shaman, I believe, does have. And the wall is now active, so Goblins fighting against Rangers actually doing surprisingly well. And here we have AP Loonies, and all these other units just kind of chasing down the Grey. And the Grey, of course, is one of those units. They're very strange. They do have 45 melee attack, pretty good in melee combat, but I mean, again, 63 Goblins who are sauced with the Wah, it's not going to be a good time for the Grey. They're going to be taking huge casualties, and the River Troll Hag just kind of healing, and if you don't really burst her down, she's going to be able to cackle and really enjoy herself. So Dragon Princes coming back from the periphery here, a couple Dragon Princes there, but for the most part, it looks like the Greenskins are in a pretty dominant position here. Like I said, this High Elf army didn't seem to have answers for the Spider or the Black Orcs. I mean, yeah, Spirit Leeches and a little bit of Focus Fire, but it's not going to be super cost effective here. And yeah, the little Goblin got away, although a nice pick here from Loopy. It looks like he might be able to break the River Troll Hag, which would be very powerful being able to get rid of one of the casters, a regenerating monster, which is also quite pricey, is going to be pretty substantial. Yeah, Buna would have been a decent against Blackworks, but the thing is, he invested in, what's it called? 2 spells. Well, he had Spirit Leech and he had Earthblood, so you'd kind of have to cut your other caster because Buna is very Winds of Magic intensive, and bringing 2 casters would be hard to justify if you're planning on using the Buna. But, you know, on that same note, Blackworks can be killed by cycle charging of Dragon Princes. That's something else I have seen done in the past. It's very grindy. It's very, like, you know, not the most efficient way to kill them, but it can be done. So, you know, it's not to say that his build couldn't win the game, but, you know, it's a tricky one. And also, he does have a Mage on a Chariot here. It's not a Noble on a Chariot, so it doesn't have the same AP values, but yeah, now the Mage is going to be pulling back. A nice 10-minute game, though. Looks like, yeah, we're about to hit the 10-minute mark here in just a second. The Goblin Big Boss is a little bit surrounded. The Mighty Roar probably going to break him. And, yeah, looks like Narnia is going to be feasting tonight. The Lion feast tonight. Images of the Troll Hag enjoying itself. Yeah, I don't know about that. Did not look like it was enjoying itself in that combat. So now the Goblin Big Boss is broken, but the Goblin Great Shaman coming to the aid of his little cousin here. Blackworks piling into combat. This is pretty bad here for the High Elves. The Blackworks are going to be able to karate chop many of these Shadow Warriors, and it is going to be a bad time for them. Their AP values in melee are pretty pitiful. And a big problem is there's still another group of Blackworks that are pretty healthy. We have Archers back here that are in decent shape. And like I said, that big spider is just very, very thick and very, very healthy. And I just don't think the High Elf army can surround it and finish off both the Blackworks and the spider. Maybe if there's just one left at this point, maybe so. But yeah, it's hard to say. Hard to say indeed. So the Mage and the Chariot just riding through, going into the Savage Orc Airboys, getting a couple kills here and there. Some of the Blackworks are in pursuit. Not really the biggest deal in the world, honestly. Hadri's might lose this pocket of stuff or at least take some casualties here, but the remaining Blackworks are going to be able to turn around. And Blackworks actually have really good mass. Kind of like Dwarven Ironbreakers, when you try and push through them, it's very, very tough. Blackworks are the same way. They have very high mass values. So if you try and push through them with Cav, you can, but it's a tough one. You're going to be taking some serious casualties on the way through. And here the Blackworks are beating down the Shadow Warriors. You can see, of course, no surprises here. These are the elite of the boys. And these scrawny elves are going to be sent running to the hills. Blackworks certainly chopping them down. And here are the big old Goblin Great Shaman of Hadri's, able to mulch down these Dragon Princes of Lupi. Lupi trying to recover in the back, though, getting his Archmage together and some of the Princes. But yeah, just so many casualties across the board. We have a couple Rangers, but I think it's almost point of no return. I mean, I would even say at this point it is the point of no return. I mean, unless Hadri's made ritual sacrifices and just let Lupi kill things one at a time in the corner of the map, I just don't see Lupi being able to come back this game. There's just too many Blackworks. That Spider's too healthy. Like, even if you took away like all the Blackworks and it was just the Spider, I think the High Elves might be able to win it in that case, but it would still be like kind of close. It would have to be a leadership situation. And the thing is, the Archmage does have Doom and Darkness, so he could potentially get like a terror route, not a terror route, but a leadership route on the Goblin Great Shaman with its poor leadership. But with the Blackwork support, it's not going to be a good time for these dudes. And there you have it, guys. I think that's going to be a greenskin victory. The mighty Goblin Great Shaman atop his throne of spider webs. Look at him up there, just rocking it. Really, really good stability on that guy. You notice like the shrine is just like spasming all over the place, and he maintains perfect balance. Goblins, apparently the gymnastics champions of the old world. All right, guys, well played. Hadri's is going to be claiming game 1 of this best of 3, and now we'll be moving on to the next round here. I don't know what time it is in Australia. For any of you guys from Australia, what time is it right now? Curious about that. GG being said by both players. So let us go ahead and find another map. The Crack of Karkin. I'm trying to think of a map we didn't use today. I mean, it's hard when you have these bigger tournaments. You pretty much go through all the maps that are good. The dreaded Troll Country. It's one of my favorites. I know a lot of players don't like that one, but we'll do Tower of Oath. Cool. Yeah, both players played well. Tatsu does sound Japanese. Tatsu means dragon in Japanese. Yeah. Yeah, a little bit of AP would have gone a long way. Like some sort of a dragon or a phoenix, I think could have been really, really big. He's just stuck in the spider web. Oh, all right. Fair play. So now the players will do their picks and bans. Tyler Peterson says, just evacuated out of Louisiana. Thank you for the stream. Well, I'm sorry to hear you had to evacuate, man. I hope you and your family are safe and, you know, everything will kind of blow over. Not sure why you had to, maybe fires or some sort of a natural event, but yeah, hope all is well with you, Tyler. I really do like Troll Country. It's a small map though, so sometimes like things can route off the map really quickly. So that is like kind of rough for low leadership factions at times, but I'm a huge fan of Troll Country. Okay, 8:30 in the morning, so the later start time we had for the Australians here today certainly was good. Yeah. 8:40 a.m. just woke up to this. How's it going, Australia? So Hadri's is going to pick Skaven, and he's going to ban Coast and Tomb Kings. What will Loopy pick here? I mean, I feel like Loopy would be happy to play High Elves against Skaven, but he can't play High Elves again in the same best of 3. So, Skaven. What would I pick against Skaven? I mean, I really like Empire against Skaven, actually, but that's just me. I don't know. I know Loopy likes to play Elves. Maybe we'll see Wood Elves. That'd be interesting, too. Although I feel like Skaven have the advantage in that matchup. Hard to say, I guess. It's a Hurricane. Jesus. Oh, boy. Yeah, I'm going to be upgrading my PC probably before Warhammer 3 comes out. When we have a launch date, that'll give me more time to get the most modern equipment in terms of tech stuff. So yeah, when we have a launch date for Warhammer 3, it's going to go Dark Elves, all right? Giving Hadri's a taste of his own medicine, perhaps. Yeah. We got Mr. Jabber. Let there be Dowie. The $501 donation. Neither of these guys play dwarves. Let me look at the top side of the bracket. We could actually fill it in now while we're waiting. Okay, on the top we actually have Random Nyx against Energized. Okay, so Random Nyx was able to defeat Zyphos 2-0. Very well played there. And Energized was able to defeat Zablasky 2-1. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the 4-man bracket. So if we go to the top side here. Very good. It's going to be Energized. Energized has been to the finals, I believe once or twice. Not of the grand finals, but of the qualifier finals. So Energized has done very well for him or herself. And Random Nyx has also been to the top 4 many times. I believe it was a couple weeks ago. 2 M's and there we go. I always get Random's name. Cool. So now we have our top 4 for today. So again, you guys who are joining now are watching Loopy versus Hadri's, and then the second set is going to be Random Nyx against Energized. And the winner will be one of our qualifiers, which is very exciting. Of course, I'll be joining the list of players here. Certainly some fearsome competition. I'm very excited for that. All right, let's load this bad boy back in. Players are doing their picks and bans right now. So now we can close that. And all is good. All is good. Who doesn't play dwarves? Dwarves are more of not, I wouldn't say they're a super common faction. Loopy looking at Beastmen for a second for some reason. Maybe thinking about switching his pick. Not sure. Crystal says, hey, Turin, I got my man. Oh, you did? Wearing it right now and you love it? Hey, I'm glad to hear that, man. Right on, dude. The man thing tears, yeah. It's pretty good. We actually have Skaven in our backyard, yeah. We have some, I don't know if they're rats or mice, but they live up in this palm tree behind our house. And Anna is friends with them. Lady Turin is a forest spirit. Yeah. So I can spectate their army in pre-battle, but I don't do it because then I have to run a screen blocker and I forget to take it down and it's just a pain. But if I were to click on Hadri's or Loopy's name, I would be able to see their armies that they're building right now. But in case they have the streams open, I don't want them to accidentally see the other person's army. So Random Nyx says, yeah, Hadri's is finally going to pull this one out. Well, Hadri's, he got to the grand finals last week. He was against Zero. It was a 3-2 series. It was very good. Yeah. He's back. No vengeance, no mercy today. Random Nyx perhaps will await atop a throne of skulls, depending on how his series goes up on the top side versus Energized. Should be fun. Random, excited to cast that series. Sounds like black tree rats. Is that an actual species? Let's see. Roof rats. Huh. Yeah, they live in this palm tree. It's very strange. Rats in the garden, yes. Yeah, we have Skaven. The arm's doing okay. It's a slow healing process, but it's getting there. Thank you so much for asking. Yeah, so Hadri's is from the States. Loopy is from Australia. Random Nyx is from Poland, and I'm not sure where Energize is from. Off the top of my head. Yeah. A friend of yours rescues and adopts rats. That's cool. Random Nyx, what's with the sad face, dude? What's with the sad face? All right, so Hadri's on his Skaven. Hadri's, of course, won one of our great faction wars using the dreaded Skaven. He was able to defeat Zardar Total War in the grand finals, actually, in a really contested series, actually. It was very, very good. Now we load in. So Energize is from Spain. Yeah, we have very diverse finals here today, which is great. That's what's really cool about Total War, Total War Warhammer multiplayer. Players are you get to meet people from all over the world. It's a really fun experience. Yeah. Yeah, there could be an Undercity in our backyard. Hey, I'm gonna grab some water, guys. Oh, but first, a donation from D Zhao. Holy shit, man. 500 SEK? That is fat, brother. Finally caught your birthday stream. I think that was like 50 bucks or something. Not more. Finally caught a birthday stream. Thank you for all the great content. May the Emperor bless you, you filthy chaos heretic. Yes, I know. I am a heretic for sure. I don't like playing the more powerful factions. Like, I like to play like the underdog faction, and chaos is the underdog in tabletop, at least in rules and function. Yeah. I know, Senior. I'm so excited. D Zhao, thank you so much. I will take your blessings. I will take them regardless of being a heretic. Much appreciated. Man, I'm so excited. Like, to get more into like doing tabletop battle reports, like when we move. There's so much stuff I want to do on the channel that I'm just like, I'm fiending to do, you know? All right, guys, gonna get some water real quick. I'll be right back. All right, guys, and I'm back. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's cracking here in the battlefield. For the forces of Lupi, using his Dark Elves against Hadri's, it's going to be Bleak Swords in the front line with the Sisters of Singing Doom. I think if you are going to bring a single Witch Elf, it's often worth it to bring the Sisters. They're pretty good at buzzsawing through lightly armored infantry. The Rampage mechanic is obviously a game winner, and on top of that, these guys do Rampage things. So, very, very powerful. No, it is not my birthday. My birthday is actually July 12th, but for anyone who's new to the channel or the community, it's a running joke that it's my birthday every single stream. So, you guys are now in on the loop. Feral Manticores, we do have a Hydra in the back as well. The Chill of Sontar itself, I have to say, Loopy bringing some cool units today. We get to see the Chill of Sontar in Malice. Oh man, I got so excited for a second. I saw Velociraptor Lord and I was like, Malice Darkblade. It's going to be Malekith on the Velociraptor, of course. Soul Stealer, Doombolt, Destroyer, all things which are pretty good against the rats. Yeah, very much like a rush build. Just kind of move forward, attack the Skaven leadership and high-value targets with your Manticores and Hydras, and, you just kind of do that thing. Yeah, life's good. So this is the build here for the Druki. I think there's a couple of Vanguards in the trees. It looks like some Dark Riders back here, and maybe Slaanesha's Harvesters. No, Doomfire Warlocks, actually. 2 basic Doomfire Warlocks. Very, very cool. And now for the forces of Hadri's. Hadri's, of course, if you guys are Skaven players and you want to take notes, Hadri's is certainly one of the players to analyze here. Warp Lightning Cannons, it looks like he's rocking 2 of those bad boys. Plenty of anti-large to shoot down some of the big monsters. Granted, they can be juked, but we'll see how that goes. Rat Ogres in the back for mass. Poison Wind Mortars going to be hiding in this tree line. Poison Winds are very efficient. I would imagine they're going to be shooting the Sisters of Singing Doom almost instantly. We got some summons. We have a Warlock Engineer with the Howling Warp Gale, and it looks like there's going to be a Wheel of Doom. A very well-rounded army. You can see he pretty much covers all his bases, right? He's got the 2 Warp Lightning Cannons to deal with the monsters, and then for infantry, he has a Doom Wheel and Poison Wind Mortar. So, like, all of his bases are more or less covered, so... I know, I got so excited. I thought it was Malice, but no, it is big Papa Malekith, who I'm never sad to see. Malekith is a really fun character, so he is a cool one to see in action. For the Skaven leadership, it is going to be the Ratmaster, Lord Skrulk, facing off against, of course, Malekith, and there's also going to be a Warlock Engineer with Howling Warp Gale, like I said. Like I said, indeed. Ratus, finally get to see you live. I've been watching you for quite some time, and I think it is time I gave something back. Thank you for the 200 NOK, brother. And your people are fighting the rat people. They go to battle against the Druki. Thank you so much, Ratus. And Dangerous, good matchup. Hope we see a rubber match, as do I. It's always my preference when games go to game 3. Dangerous with a bunch of numbers. Really appreciate it. So Hadri's going to be using the mortars out of the gates to actually shoot at the Dark Riders. No contacts made. No, he actually hits them with 1, and that's all it takes. You just have to hit the models to actually do the damage. Now, Hadri's going to be doing his classic Skaven move. What you often do is you summon clan rats. You send them to basically meet their demise here. And from there, it buys you more time for your gun line and other assets to really keep shooting. Because now these clan rats are going to be occupying the advancing Bleak Swords for probably a good, 30 seconds, right? And Malekith is just getting pounded by the Warp Lightning Cannons here. Actually takes HP in the form of about 25%. Manticore jumping in, going after the Wheel of Doom here, which I would imagine is going to retreat rather quickly. Granted, it does have some Skaven Slave Spear support, but I don't think it wants to sit in that situation. So up here we do have the Feral Manticore from Loopy going in, and kind of a risky gambit, right? I mean, we have Clan Rat Spears here. We have Ogres. Ogres plus Spears will be able to deal with the Manticore pretty quickly. But Loopy coming in with a lot of pressure, very much like a Vulture, lurking around the flanks here with Dark Riders and Doomfire Warlocks. Just looking for a single opening, but, you know, Hadri's is not going to give you those openings easily here. So now the frontline fighting is underway. Clan Rats fighting against the Sisters of Singing Doom. Skaven Mortars friendly firing pretty much all their troops here, which is pretty hilarious. And the Clan Rats, no surprise, getting melted. But here on the far side, it looks like we have a fairly important engagement. But Malekith is just getting gooned. My goodness, so 2 Ogres plus some Spears fighting Malekith plus the Feral Manticore. But what happened is Lord Skrulk actually used the Libra Bubonicus, and the Warp Lightning Cannons, while they were shooting, took a ton of HP off Malekith, which is a very, very rough start here for the Druchii. And I think Malekith is going to have to run and hide. What he could do is he could like run and hide behind these like trees and pillars and things like that. And oh no, the dreaded tactical reserve here from Loopy. A disastrous mistake. He actually forgot the Chill of Sontar for, you know, a good 2 minutes of battle. That is really painful and potentially could cost him the game. So, I mean, yeah, like this Chill of Sontar could be causing terror routes, you know, disrupting this Warp Lightning Cannon, getting breath attacks, but the fact that it's coming this late really, really is a huge problem here for the Dark Elves. But, I mean, Loopy has been able to break through the front line here with the Sisters of Singing Doom, who've now killed a Warp Lightning Cannon, probably will be able to deal with some Ogres with the Manticore support. So, I mean, this is really, really good from Loopy in some ways, but for getting the Chill of Sontar for that long is, it's really, really going to be painful, but he may be able to come back from it. But many things are going very well for Loopy. I mean, he is able to shut down the Warp Grinders, and both artillery pieces are pretty much dead at this point. If Malekith comes back and gets a Soul Stealer, that could get the Dark Elves back in the game as well. But yeah, I mean, despite forgetting the Chill of Sontar, it looks like Loopy is winning many of the engagements here. He's able to get back on the artillery pieces. Here we have the Doomfire Warlocks, with the Feral Manticore getting in there and just going deep on this Wheel of Doom here. And you know, when the Hydra does get here, the Chillest of Bros, it's going to be quite painful for sure. It's just a testament to how good of a player, you know, these guys both are, right? Like, Loopy can forget a massive piece of your army like this and still perform very well. Breath attack going right down the pipe. Nice one right there. Able to take about 40% HP off those Ogres. Should help the Sisters of Singing Doom terror route them. Just as I say that, right on cue. The Rat Ogres do get terror routed and pushed off. Soulblight is also quite nice for making them very, very squishy here. And yeah, the Sisters of Singing Doom doing massive work. Certainly a very scrappy affair. Wheels of Doom in not the best shape. The Manticore, but the Chill of Sontar does have Frostbite, so if he's able to catch something, he can slow it. Skrulk actually going in with his big old pimp cane right there, trying to jump onto the Chill of Sontar. A little bit of a dangerous affair if that thing does decide to turn around. And it looks like Malekith is back here with 335 HP. Now, what he's probably going to do is just wait for a Soul Stealer, although Skrulk may have another Libra Bubonicus, which might be the reason why Loopy is actually leaving Malekith back there, just to wait for Skrulk to have to use it on something else. And then at that point, potentially he can come in safely, he can use a Soul Stealer, he's going to be able to, you know, heal up and be in good shape here. So Manticore and the Chill of Sontar going after the Wheel of Doom, certainly a very good engagement for them. The Wheel of Doom is put down to, hasn't been hit yet, there you go, 46 speed. Man, that Hydra hits so hard, and look at that, just on cue, Libra Bubonicus is used on the Chill of Sontar, and as soon as we see that, we see Malekith coming back in. So just like we kind of analyzed here a couple minutes ago, I think that's why Malekith was sitting back. No more Libra, which means Malekith is free to come in and do Soul Stealers. Balance of power is actually in the favor here of Loopy. And he's getting in there with that Chill of Sontar, man. He's got his Manticore as well, and I think the Skaven are really rapidly running out of steam. If you look around the map, you know, Doomfire Warlocks are just chasing down all sorts of Skaven elements. There's a couple Ogres here and there. Skrulk probably isn't going to be able to hard carry, not against Chill of Sontar. Like, I think it'll just out-heal him and will just be too much of a problem. This Warlock Engineer also in very bad shape and about to be feasted on here by a big old Hydra. So we'll see how that one goes. We will see how that one goes indeed. Feral Manticore here getting a little bit worn down by some of the Ogres. Balance of power is very, very Druchii favored at this point. Dark Elves have really pulled ahead in this game. And though Skrulk is a formidable combatant for a caster character, he does have 45 melee defense and 400 plus weapons ranked, a decent charge bonus. You know, he is a Plague Monk at his very core. He's not going to be able to defeat the Chill of Sontar. There's no way. And Malekith also healed up to almost 1,000 HP, just like we talked about, using that freaking Soul Stealer, which is just such a good spell. And yeah, that's it. That is it, my friends. I think the Rats are going to be on their way out here in a minute once the Manticore decides to come in. You also have to remember that the Manticore does have the ability to heal itself. A big breath attack going there. Does hit some of the Skaven slaves. And not too many good targets. I guess he could have used the breath attack here on the Ogres, but honestly, I don't think it's too big of a deal. Malekith on his Velociraptor going in deep here. Malekith is a pretty good combatant, and he should be able to defeat this Warlock Engineer very handedly in combat. The Warlock Engineer is like, screw this shit, I'm out of here. I do not feel like battling the Witch King. And it looks like Loopy is going to be tying up this series, despite forgetting his Hydra. Perhaps it was an intended tactical reserve from the man. The chill bro knew. He was just chilling, you know, waiting for the right opportunity to slip into the DMs of Malekith, or the Skaven, I should say. Let's update that bad boy. Very good. 1-1. Nothing like a good rubber match, my friends. All right, next map. Out of touch. You know, that's one of those songs, man, just gets stuck in your head so quick. I can't remember if Ash Plains is a good map. That was a very good game, though. That was a solid game. The City of Bones. I don't want to pick one that has like some big stupid hill. All right. Astalian Tomb. Yeah, Optimus fine. I don't know why. YouTube doesn't really send out stream notifications that often for me. I've had a lot of people tell me that, but I mean, it's the nature of the beast, man. YouTube is just, I can't even imagine how they run it with so many content creators and streams. It's like, Maybe he left the Hydra back because of the artillery. I don't think so, because I think he'd rather have the artillery shoot the Hydra than Malekith, right? Yeah. The Chill of Santar is the hero of the people. He brought us a rubber match, Dangerous. Yes, I agree. All right. Yeah, Loopy saying, lucky I saw Malekith getting shot in the beginning. I almost lost him right at the start. GG, well played. Yeah, good sportsmanship. Always good to see. So the players are on their picks and bans now. I'll be back in just a moment. Wish me luck, my friends. All right, BRB in about 30 seconds. All right, guys, we're back. Let's see what they're doing here. So this is now when you go to the rubber match, basically, the players, what happens is Loopy will pick 3 factions in this case, Wood Elves, Beastmen, and Empire, and then Hadri's bans one and picks, and then Loopy picks from his remaining 2. Yeah, we were just AFK for a couple seconds, guys. We're back, though. Fear not. Fear not. Yeah, a little bit of an intermission. I should probably honestly get an intermission screen or something like that. No, not a fudge break. I actually just went to go fill up my jug completely. Yes. Chaos Ritual. Oh, he's going Breton. Okay, so Hadri's goes Bretonia banning Beastmen. So it's going to be Bretonia versus either Empire or Wood Elves. And Loopy says, oh, you nasty man. So Loopy, of course, is a really good Wood Elf player. I don't know if I've seen Loopy play Empire, but I'm sure he's really good at them as well. Hadri says, peasants, Skaven slaves, same thing really. Fair play. Mr. Jabber, I'm so sorry I can't make them play dwarves for you. Could it really be a rubber match without skin wolves? I don't think so. That's a very articulate point you have there, Optimus Pine. No, Loopy is not a new tournament player. Loopy has been playing in tournaments for a long time and is a very, very good player. Yeah. A Wookiee cam? I think when we move, eventually when we do move in the next like 6 months, we want to get a room that's just for my streaming, because right now I'm in our shared bedroom, and you know, yeah, it makes streaming a little bit tricky, right? Because I want to get a room just for streaming and like set up like have a 40K table in there with like overhead camera equipment. I want to do live stream 40K games. There's so much I want to do on the channel, guys. Like, I was really heavily inspired by Tabletop Titans. Those two guys, two gentlemen who stream, and they do such good live streams. I was like, man, I want to do something like that. Yeah. Ban all players. Be like, you can only play dwarves. Less nutritious when you eat them too. Interesting stuff. All right. Well, players discussing the finer aspects of Skaven slaves and peasants. It looks like Hadri's is going to be Bretonnia against Empire, so it's going to be Questing Knights against Demis. Should be quite a bit of fun. Loopy says, okay, I betray my Wood Elves to play Empire. Oh, Empire with the sad face. That's rough. Rubber match. Rubber duck. I know, basically. Hey, Rubber Duck of War. Hope you're doing well, man. You didn't miss too much. Well, I mean, you missed some really good games, but in terms of overall volume, you've only missed its first 2 games of the first best of 3. So we have the top side of the bracket, and then we have the grand finals, which of course are best of 5. As far as the other players go, we can take a look at the brackets for anyone just joining up now in today's stream. Where is it? Player list, player list, player list. Nope, that's the wrong one. There we go. So, Loopy versus Hadri's, and then we have Random Nicks against Energized. And today's tournament was a 61-man tournament. So these are the top 4 out of 61 players who've been playing for pretty much most of the day. And here they are. Yeah, Tabletop Titans is great. I really like their channel. To sign up for the qualifiers, you just need to be in the Discord when I announce them. That's it. And, of course, our mods, as well as myself, will be dropping links to the Discord over the course of the stream. Oh, yeah. It's going to be good. I know. I always hate to watch Bretonnia and Empire. I always hate to watch the good guy factions fight. It's like, you're fighting the wrong foe. Yeah, it's crazy times indeed. All right, just adjusting my microphone real quick. Everything looks good. Why does Katsu Burger sound familiar? I feel like I've eaten there before. I just don't know. Somebody in chat brought it up. Oh, when you get that set up, I'll bring my 40K army to California and stream. Sounds good, dude. Yeah, absolutely. It'll have to be fully painted, though. No gray legions. Yeah, that's it. Because I want to have... Right now, I have pretty much a fully painted Death Guard army. Like, I can field pretty much any Death Guard army. I'm missing, like the Mephitic Blight Haulers. That's pretty much it. I don't care for them anyways. And I have a fully painted... Not fully painted, but like 80% painted Chaos Army that I'm working on, the Black Legion one. So I'll be able to alternate between Death Guard, Black Legion, and then when I do, if like really start to hit 40K very hard on the channel, I'm gonna probably try and get a 3rd army as well, like a Xenos army. I'll probably get like Necrons or someone like that because they're pretty straightforward to paint. Megan Clark says, "Hey Turin, any tips on stopping your Hellblasters yeeting missiles into the backs of your own front line? It has cost me in both multiplayer and campaign." So the answer to that is when the engagement does become a frontline engagement, you want to manually switch targets. Like Hellblasters, and artillery in general, to be really effective with them, you want to constantly be reevaluating the targets. Like, okay, the cannon shooting at a flying lord or a mounted monster, whatever, it's effective. But when the monster hides, you need to switch targets to make sure it's not sitting idle. So just like kind of have this tick in your thought process where like every 15 seconds, check your Hellblaster, see what it's shooting at, reoptimize its targets. Yeah. That's the jam. But that is probably my best advice for avoiding yeeting your troops, as they say. Yeah. It's just a micro thing, really. Because oftentimes they'll have cav units, they'll have monsters, they'll have archers you can shoot at aside from the infantry. So, is there a good place to purchase Warhammer 40K artwork? I have no idea. Yeah, to be honest, I'm Games Workshop. I don't know. Do they even sell merchandise? I might want to get an elite army because both my Chaos armies, Death Guard and Chaos Space Marines, often tend to be horde armies, like with big field presences. So I'd like to get an army where I don't have to paint as much. Yeah. I really like Necrons, though. I think they're cool. Tyranids are quite neat also, and I think Lady Turin would like them because she really is a big fan of kind of the original alien xenomorph, and you could do some cool conversions with them. Yeah, like the problem with, I mean, at least Necrons just got a huge update, so when you play them, they're like pretty modernized. But Tyranids are just like, and Eldar just like are still using models from like 2005, you know? Yeah. Yeah. Also, putting artillery on a higher ground position is really good. That'll help you not snipe your front line because they can get better angles of fire. Like if you have a little hill or something, just make sure they're elevated more than your infantry. Really, really good points. Yes, I will be playing Warhammer 40k Darktide. Yeah, I'm excited for that. Correct. How does Queen Bess fare in multiplayer? Queen Bess can actually win games in multiplayer. You don't want to bring it against opponents who are going to be artillery sniping. So if like they have cannons themselves, often Queen Bess is risky. But if they're a faction that doesn't have great direct artillery sniping, Queen Bess can be very strong. Yeah, Mechanicus is cool, but you know, there's just like some heretic deep in my heart that doesn't allow me to play like Imperium armies in 40k. In fantasy, I prefer the good guys like Empire, Dwarves, Bretonnia, but in 40k, for some reason, I just can't like get behind the Space Marine, like the traditional Space Marine culture, you know? I mean, I like Chaos Space Marines, you know, the fallen ones, but I don't know what it is. I just, something about it. I think it's because ever since I started playing 40k, Space Marines have been like super OP, like in tournaments, and I just like it just makes me like dislike them because I'm just like, oh, they're OP. I don't want to just go in and crush my opponent because I'm playing Space Marines, you know? Yeah, and I like competitive play, so yeah. Anyways, rant over, and now it is time for the Bretonians, the peasant mobs. It's going to be peasant mobs, the Holy Wardens, and in the back it's going to be peasant archers. Pretty standard stuff. And yeah, it's mainly just a big cat fight here. We have questing knights who actually trade surprisingly well with Demogryph Knights, Empire Knights, Knights of the Blazing Sun. Questing Knights are aces in this matchup. We have a Paladin as well, and the Fey-Enchantress to help win the blob fights with their Mortis Engine effect and healing. More Questing Knights at the back, and it looks like the Knights of the Realm. So obviously you can only have so many Questing Knights in accordance with tournament rules. But yeah, he's got a lot of them. And now for the Force of Loopy, this is the rubber match going in with Knights of the Blazing Sun. Interesting, because in my experience, Knights of the Blazing Sun trade very poorly with like heavily armored cav like Questing Knights. Although Questing Knights, what do they have, 80 is it? I mean, if it's 80, then it's not the worst. Yeah, so maybe they'll be okay. So it's going to be Knights of the Blazing Sun, Demogryph Knights, Franz with the Reichel and Runefang. No, actually just Galmaraz. Very strange pick from Loopy, in my opinion. I always feel like Reichel and Runefang is super good in these cav-centric engagements, but he's got Outriders, which of course are great at sniping Questing Knights. Exceptional at that. Spearman in the back, a Jade Wizard, and in the corner he's got some Demogryph Knights with halberds as well. And that's it. Tau are okay, but Tau have some glaring weaknesses in tabletop. Especially in 9th edition, Tau are really going to struggle because it's about pushing up and holding objectives. And typically Tau just like to sit in the corner of the map and just rub their hands together and blast you off the table. But now they actually have to move and get closer to you to actually compete in the game. So Tau are going to have to change the way they play. Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. And here we go. The Hordes of Bretonnia advance forward. It is time for the battle to decide the fate of the Estalian tomb, which I believe is kind of more in Bretonian lands, if I'm not mistaken. Estalia is kind of, well, it's kind of neutral over there, I suppose. Fey-Enchantress is going to be taking some blasts to the face. She's going to be getting poked here by these Outriders, who of course will be falling back almost instantly as the Paladins and the Knights of Bretonnia close the distance. Look at that. Oh, man, what kind of damage? I didn't know grenade launchers did that kind of damage against armor. That was actually really nice. No, and Hadri's overextending, and he's going to pull back. Okay, good pullback there. If he had overextended, that would have really sucked into those Knights of the Blazing Sun, but he pulls back. Franz goes in. Both players kind of tickling and poking and prodding, trying to get those good engagements. Questing Knights probably pretty confident here. Demogryph Knights with halberds will be a tough fight, but Knights of the Blazing Sun probably won't be too bad. Knights of the Blazing Sun are also another cav unit that are really charge dependent. They have a charge bonus of 78. Not as good in sustained combat, but we'll see how that goes. Now, Demis opting to run a roadblock here. Yeah, they do. So it looks like the Demogryph Knights engage. Knights of the Blazing Sun are going to be getting a charge down the hill. It looks like a bit of an awkward engagement, though, but this is probably a better engagement for Bretonnia in some respects. I mean, the Questing Knights here are hammered, but for the Bretonians and Hadri's, he's got Gotrek, he's got Fey-Enchantress, but oh man, this is brutal. Look at this. Karl Franz comes in with the Galmaraz steel chair and actually just domes the Fey-Enchantress, but thanks to some good micro, Hadri's is able to pull back right there. He gets the Fey-Enchantress safe, and you know, he's living his best life. Yeah, here we have Demis against Questing Knights with favor of the Fey, so it's pretty much an even matchup here. Peasant Bowmen with Pox arrows in the back are going to be applying poison all over the Empire army now, and it doesn't have friendly fire anymore, so no more poisoning your own cab units, which is very, very strong. So the Demis have taken a bit of damage here. These Knights of the Blazing Sun have taken damage. Honestly, it's It's a pretty scrappy fight, but it looks like the fact that the Fey Enchantress is being gooned out so hard, it might be able to give the Empire an edge here. Franz coming in really as a scalpel and just removing the Fey Enchantress from the battle is a very, very impressive show right there. Now Lupi's going to be pulling Franz back here, and with the Bretonnians not having a leader here, it's going to be a very, very tough fight for them, because with Fey Enchantress draining here and just kind of sucking the souls of this whole blob, that would be an easy cab engagement victory for the forces of Bretonnia. Miss the Lady is going to be lowering their melee attack. There's perpetual damage per model, which is very strong against cab units like that. But with the Fey Enchantress on the run like this, and Franz just sitting there with a full chub, just kind of making sure she doesn't come back to the battle, it's going to be really tough for her. And she doesn't really have too much high math. I mean, she has cav support. The Questing Knights here are able to get a good one on Franz, and she's going in there with her Unicorn. She's actually going to do battle with Franz, which is very risky. I mean, the Questing Knights are certainly doing a decent job, but I think Fey Enchantress is going to have to pull back here. I mean, a single attack from Franz could just be game blouses in that respect. And yeah, you can see the Empire was able to win that engagement. I mean, without the support of Fey Enchantress there, the Spearmen and the Swordsmen were able to really kind of fill up those slots and make it so the attacks of the Bretonnian heavy cav were a little bit more inefficient. And now Franz, I mean, took some damage from these Questing Knights who are buffed up by Earthblood, but the Balance Bar, I suppose, is still even. I know Gotrek is lurking somewhere. You can see Gotrek's right here, but man, look at all the Outriders sitting in the tree line too. Something we haven't really taken too much of a look at this game. The Outriders have been able to sit and just pick apart Questing Knights, who of course are great weapon units. The Questing Knights do not have shields in any way, shape, or form, so they're going to be taking a lot of damage from Outriders, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, those are Knights of the Realm. So I was like, wait a second. So big old Franz getting in there, nice and thick, beating down the Fey Enchantress, sealing the doom of Bretonnia. And I really think that's what the game came down to, was Karl Franz being able to bully the Fey Enchantress away from the battle, which not only removes the Mortis Engine effect, but it also removes the healing and gives the Empire a pretty big advantage for the melee engagement. So GG. That was a well-played series. I don't think Hadrius can come back, and not with Fey Enchantress being this beat up. I mean, Franz is pretty low, so big props to Hadrius for doing that. But here comes wielding the Warhammer. Oh, and the Fey Enchantress gets crushed by Deathclaw on impact. And now you can see Franz, the Emperor, going to be sending the Bretonnians back to the lands from whence they came. Gotrek is just like, what am I doing here? This sucks. Well played, though. It was a good game. It was a fast, explosive game. Hadrius says, poor useless Gotrek, and Hadrius then says, well played. Good spirits, good sportsmanship all around. That is going to be a 2-1 victory for Lupi, as he will advance to the finals to face the winner of the top side of the bracket. And the Empire's just like, all right, Gotrek, we're going to end the battle. We're going to let you go. Just go hang out with Felix, do your thing. All right. Well played. It was a good scrap. It really just, in my opinion, came down to the leadership situation. And it's going to be Lupi advancing. All right. So Lupi will be going, the pride of Australia, to face either Random Nyx or Energized. So Random and Energized, if you guys are here. Hadrius says, nah, just me that never wins. That's normal. Come on, Hadrius. Don't be so hard on yourself. Come on, man. Come on now. See you in finals, Loop. Still getting used to typing again with my hand. All right, so Energized. I've been watching so much Star Trek, so whenever I say Energized, it's like, oh, I feel like I'm going to teleport somewhere. All right. So we got Random and Energized. All right, cool. So I'll invite these two bad boys from my friends list. Invite to the lobby. And then we'll get Random. Random Nyx has a pretty fun little icon there in Steam. All right, the man, the myth, the legend is here. We'll do Glacial Lake for our first map. It's not one you see often, but I feel like spicing things up a little bit. So now Random is going to be on this side, and we're going to have Energized on the other side. Reset the scores. Head back on over to the battle. Update. Energize. Oh, Random Nyx's name is very long. All right. Map set. All right. Perfect. So yeah, this is the top side of the bracket. Correct. Energize, Mr. Turin. Make it so. Dude, I've been watching so much The Next Generation. I love that show. Like, I can't believe it took me... I saw episodes, like, sparsely as a kid. But, man, like, I am loving The Next Generation of Star Trek. Like, it's so good. I'm, like, kind of sad because I've seen reviews of what, like, a lot of the Star Trek has become, like, the newer shows, and I'm just, like, sad. But at least I know there's 7 seasons for me to watch of The Next Generation. I'm currently on season 4. I've been binging the shit out of the show. It is so good. It is so good indeed. So Random Nix is going, I'll go Coast and ban Empire and Dowie. Okay. So Random Nix picking Coast, banning Empire and Dwarves. Very, very smart. 2 very hard counters. And now Energized can pick as he pleases. I mean, he has a slew of factions at his disposal here. Poor Random Nix. He banned 2. Random Nick said he's tired. It is in Poland, and for him it must be pretty late. But remember, you signed up for this. I warned you guys. I even said, like, the tournament's going to go late for folks in Europe. So you got to be prepared to pay the troll toll, man. This tournament was, of course. You guys like Q? Yeah, Q is fun. Yeah, I love that show. No, I haven't watched the bloopers yet. No, I'd like to finish the entire season before I do that. I'm going to watch Deep Space Nine next. I'm very excited. I'm sure they're both great, you know. I'm on season 4 of The Next Generation. Yeah. So I'm probably going to have it done in like 3 weeks. Like, I go through like a season a week. I watch like 2 or 3 episodes a day. Yeah. Deep Space Nine is going to be my next one, and then I'll probably do Deep Space Nine, and then I'll decide from there. Deja Q, yeah, that's a fun one. Yeah, I'm excited. Random Nix, you brought this upon yourself, bro. You know it to be true. You saw how many people were signed up before the tourney started. You could have dropped. But here you are in the grand finals instead, battling fatigue and a fearsome opponent in Energized, who I'm sure in Spain it's pretty late as well. So you guys are both on a somewhat level playing field here. Yeah, Poland is 9 hours ahead, I think. Yeah. So in Poland right now, yeah, it's pretty late. It's got to be like, it's like 1:18 in the morning, or maybe, wait, is it worse than that? Hold on, I'm not sure. Dude, I love The Expanse. The Expanse is a great show. Yeah, I've binged that. Of like all the new sci-fi shows, I think The Expanse is one of the better ones. Voyager is also pretty good. Yeah. There's a friend of ours that Lady Turin and I, well, not a friend of ours, but someone we know that we always call a Ferengi. Because we think he looks like a Ferengi. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, Expanse is a great show. I enjoy that one. I love science fiction, man. I just want to explore the universe, you know? Yeah. I just want to get on the Starship Enterprise and fly around with... Man, I love the episodes with Worf and Data, like that focus on their stories. They're like, all the characters are so good. The Expanse isn't canceled. No, there's another season coming, I'm pretty sure. Man, if they canceled it after that last season they just had, that would be a huge blue ball. Yeah, I watched Dark Matter. Dark Matter's not bad. It doesn't compare to these shows in my opinion, but... So it's going to be Tomb Kings vs. Coast. It's a pretty small map too. So it'll be a scrappy fight, and they're both undead, so no one's really going to be penalized for a small map. Yeah. Yeah. I haven't watched Babylon 5. I'd like to at some point. Babylon 5 was a fantastic show growing up, yeah. I have a lot to explore. I mean, growing up, I watched some really haggard television. I used to love Walker, Texas Ranger. In the eyes of a ranger, the unsuspecting stranger. Oh my God. Walker, Texas Ranger, when the eyes of the ranger are upon you. It's so good. It just takes me back, man. You know, Lady Turn and I are going to start watching Mandalorian soon. We haven't gotten around to that. Yeah. I wonder if I could get away with playing the Walker, Texas Ranger theme song on stream. Probably not. I'm sure I'd get like copyright strike from some shadowy organization. When the eyes. Because that's where the Ranger's going to be. Oh, yeah. So players finalizing their picks. The heat is making me delirious and beginning to sing Walker, Texas Ranger. Yeah, Walker Texas Ranger was a big one in the 90s that I watched, for sure. I used to love Dragon Ball Z as a kid, actually. I'm not like big into anime, but yeah, I watched Firefly. Firefly was an amazing show. That was really the catalyst for my interest in that kind of format of space exploration sci-fi. Yeah. I like Firefly. I like that show. I love Firefly. I remember being so sad when I watched the first season. I was like, when's the next one coming? Not the first season, but yeah, well, basically the final season. And yeah. Yeah, Stargate I haven't really gotten into. I should explore that as well. That's the one that has like Jason Momoa in it, right? When he was like before he started taking steroids. Yeah. Because Jason Momoa was in one of those like Stargate shows, and then like he was like tall and skinny, and then like, you know, after that he got into like more mainstream stuff and just got super jacked from roids, most likely. Yeah. I liked Battlestar Galactica. I enjoy it. I enjoyed Battlestar Galactica. Truly the Walker Texas Ranger of Star Wars. Okay. Okay. Oh my god. The original A-Team. I've seen a couple episodes, but I haven't watched it because I was born in 1988, so like I was at the very late end of the 80s. So yeah. You're watching Stargate Atlantis right now. Very cool. All right, guys, and now we are here in the battle. I'm sorry. I'm going to start focusing here on the battle. I know it's very fun to discuss these sci-fi shows, but it is time to get back to business. Random Nyx facing off against Energized. The rumble in the Glacial Lake. So for the coast, it's going to be a bunch of gunnery mobs and bombers. And bombers, of course, wreck the front line of Tomb Kings, and, you know, various gunnery mobs can kill some of the bigger threats. Yeah, very powerful stuff. We got deckhand mobs. We do have a Crabbo, so it's going to be Rotting Leviathan, Luther Harkin up in the sky, a Vampire Caster of Raised Dead, and Invocation of the Heck. And bombers. So we saw this, I believe it was on one of my tournaments we had recently. Not a tournament, but like a King of the Hill. We saw Falcon against the Tomb Kings. He actually used quad deck dropper bombers and was able to really wreck the archer lines because they're very quick. So what you do is you maneuver to one of the weak sides of the archer formation, and only like one or two archers can shoot you back because the other ones are all in a straight line. And then you can like kill them very quickly. You can pull back when you're threatened. It's very, very powerful for sure. So yeah. I dig it. I dig it indeed. That is the army here for Random Nyx. And for the forces here of Energized, it's going to be Skeleton Warriors into the Sunset. Cetra the Imperishable, Kepra Guard here in the secondary, a million archers, which again is very much the standard here. The one thing I mean, this coast build is very good, but the one thing I wish it had some, like one Scurvy Dog. Just like one annoying unit that could really like pressure this backline. I mean, yeah, the deck dropper bombers can do that, but I just love my Scurvy Dogs. We got Netakara Horsemen, Archers, a couple of Shopti Grapo as well, so very missile-heavy build here, and it's certainly going to force the coast forward. The double Shopti Grapo with no cannons or no carronade threats, they're going to be able to pound down the crab and some of those other threats for sure. So I do like the double Shopti Grapo build. I think it's very good. Cetra the Imperishable on the far side, and that is it for both armies. That is it. Rumble in the Tundra. All right. I do like it. I do like it indeed. Donut Sticks. Watch TNG. You won't regret it, man. It's great. Takes a while to get going. The first season's very 80s, but once you get into the second, third season, it gets really, really good. Yeah, hear Wookiee grumbling. One sec, guys. Who goes there? Did I just hear Batman? I thought Batman invaded. I just go in the living room. And I hear Anna being like, Wookiee, stop it! And Wookiee's just barking at our other dog. It's just anarchy out there. Oh my god. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back. Wookiee is such a troll. Oh my god. He's just such a troll. So this is game one in the second best of three of today's tournament. The winner, of course, will be going on to the finals to face Loopy, who's come off a very impressive victory. For once, the Australians are not going to be the ones having to play it the god-awful times. Loopy's going to be able to play it probably 9 or 10 a.m. his morning, which is good for him. Yeah, because it's always in the tournaments, like, players from Australia have to play at 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. and it's just like they start the tournament then, you know? So they just don't sleep. But this is one of the first times, you know, it's not going to be punishing them. So Shopti Grapo sitting here going after the deck dropper bombers. Maybe going to switch their shots onto Luther, but yeah, what is there to protect the deck droppers here? I suppose we have the Netakara Horsemen who could peel over here and peel off any number of threats, or at least kind of muck them up and allow some advance. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So deck dropper bombers. right here are now going to be unleashing their salvos here on the archers. Now, a little bit of a misplay, in my opinion, here from random. I think the deck droppers need to overload one flank because now they're going headlong into the fire, so the angle they took is very punishing for them. Like, basically, random is going to be losing like most of his deck dropper bombers and accruing very little value. So, you know, a substantial mistake here from random in the beginning, losing a ton of value. I mean, all those deck dropper bombers just moving straight into a kill box. And the rest of the Coast Army is advancing. But, I don't know. I mean, I think a loss like that, losing all your deck dropper bombers, is going to functionally allow those archers to just shoot happily this entire game. It's going to be tough. Aussie Shinobi, hey Turin, you need to watch The Boys. Season 2 starts soon. I've seen The Boys Season 1. It's one of Lady Turin and I's favorite shows. We will be watching the hell out of that. Thank you so much for the donation, brother. Thank you, thank you. And yeah, I mean, the deck droppers, there's one left, more or less. It's just taking an absolute beating. But yeah, now all the archers are like kind of free range here. Like a couple scurvy dogs or something to disrupt this back line, or maybe just taking all the deck droppers around one side would keep you from just like trading them one for one across the board like that. So yeah, we're going to see how it goes. I mean, the Coast certainly is not out of this game. Balance of power is still somewhat even. You can never really say they're out when Luther Harkin is still alive. So there's Luther, there's a giant crab, they're dueling Cetra, who of course has a number of debuffs on him, as well as buffs from the Blessed Blade of Patra. But yeah, I mean, if they can goon out Cetra the Imperishable, that would certainly be very, very good for balancing out the state of the game. Front line is going okay. Bombers are able to kind of get through some of these skeletons, but in the back line, you can also see the handgun mobs are being attacked by Nehekara horsemen, which is going to be a pretty disastrous trade here. And also we have some skeleton warriors who've gotten onto the zombie pirate gunnery mobs. So I think many of the engagements, though the balance of power isn't super heavily favored for the Tomb Kings yet, I think the current state of the battle is looking very, very good for the Tomb Kings. But you can never count out Coast. They're a very, very powerful faction, and certainly anything can happen at this point. So Random Nix pulling back Luther Harkin, really just going in for the kill on Cetra, which I don't think is a bad idea. Luther is like stuck on something. Oh my god, Luther is stuck on his own crab. Look at this. The crab is like, no, Luther, do not go. Do not do battle with him. The crab is literally blocking Luther Harkin from escaping here, it looks like. I mean, maybe the Nehekara horsemen have something to do with that, but typically he wouldn't have a problem getting past them. So now Luther is going in for the gooning attempt, and this is like the classic Coast, right? Luther can just safely shoot at Cetra the entire game. Ushoptu Greatbow probably going to be training their sights on Luther Harkin just to kind of keep him honest at this point. But yeah, I mean, I think at this point Random's going to have to get some good gooning, because like so many of the other battles, like the Coast is losing on everything else, right? The handguns are mucked up here. These ones are in combat. These ones over here are stuck in combat versus Nehekara horsemen. Luther Harkin's coming in for the kill. The summons are very good, though. The pistol summons have been really, really good from Random Nix, and maybe we'll be able to get him back in the game. And yeah, I mean, if Cetra goes down, like I said earlier, I think that's one of the keys that could get the Coast back in this game after that initial engagement. And you can see, actually, the balance of power creeps back towards the middle. So, like, currently, I guess, in accordance with the balance of power, and, you know, it might be a pretty even game. Ushopti Summon is used right here, trying to block Luther Harkin from going after Cetra, which is certainly a very, very good play. Here, some of the deck dropper bombers are doing a good job against the Ushopti. Obviously, they're going to go down here, but they're keeping the Ushopti from shooting, which is very, very powerful, especially during the gooning attempt. And it looks like Luther Harkin's going to be trying to get back. The big old Crabbo's hunting down Cetra as well. You can see big thickness here with Invocation of the Heck. Trying to push through. You also have to remember the Vampire Fleet Captain is still here, and on the little Promethean is a relatively powerful character. But yeah, Cetra definitely gets served by Luther Harkin. Luther is, hands down, probably one of the scariest like assassin duelist type characters in the game. And he's super tanky too. Like Luther is just like almost unbreakable, more or less unbreakable, and has access to really good healing. And I believe, yeah, the gooses no slouch for sure. Breath attack coming in from Luther. Nice one, and down goes Cetra the Imperishable. Man, I can't believe the Coast is coming back in this game. And yeah, I guess now it looks like Luther Harkin's going to be going after the Great Bows. And like, what mass do the Tomb Kings have? I mean, they have some Nehekara horsemen at the back who are finishing off some of these zombie pirate gunnery mobs here. But the Crabbo, and the Vampire Fleet Captain can probably just sit here and tank most of the stuff as well. Ushopti Greatbow, definitely a very good target here. Definitely want to go after those guys, because they're one of the few units here that can really just, you know, punish Luther Harkin, right? Aside from that, I mean, there's not much here that's good against Luther. I mean, Skeleton Archers, I guess the damage can add up over time. He's a little bit trapped up here. 80 armor, so he'll be somewhat durable against Skeleton Archer fire and things like that. But the Ushopti Greatbow are able to turn. It looks like there is going to be a taunt going down from the Vampire Fleet Caster, able to, you know, mitigate the stats of these guys a little bit as they're chased down by some of the pistol mobs. And now Luther Harkin is going to be going after the other group, just bouncing back and forth, making sure to, you know, not be taking that Ushopti Greatbow fire. So yeah, this is going to be a classic Coast game. It's like the Coast basically loses like all their chaff. Like all the deck end mobs die, and then it's just like they're really powerful single entities. Luther, crabs, you know, vampire casters on a crab, fighting to the bitter end. So basically what needs to happen here, I think for the Tomb Kings, is they need to make sure to kill like all the Vampire Coast chaff so that the single entities kind of get stuck in combat here. But I mean, Luther's attacking the nearest target, so more or less Luther can just attack this thing until he absolutely wants to here. So there goes the Ushabti Great-Bow. Those guys are going to be going down here. I would imagine he's just going to be chasing those with all of his might. Archers are out of ammo too. Oof, that's really bad. Those skeleton archers are 100% out of ammo. Yeah, that's a painful one. I don't think Tomb Kings can win this at this point. We do have the Crabbo here. And it looks like another summon's going to be going down. Yep, the Crab going to be dropping a summon here of just some zombies just to muck up the Kepler Guard and these various other units. And that, what's good about this is it allows, basically Luther and the Crab to just kind of, move as they please and just go after these different targets. Yeah, man, I'm really surprised. I thought the initial battle, losing all those deck droppers, was going to be much more destructive here. Nice little breath attack. It looks like it kind of missed, actually. Like, the angle was good, but it just, ended up missing. This big Crabbo's in a lot of trouble as well, but he's going to stabbo, and the Crab is going to go after the Hornswoggle here. He's taunted and Hornswoggled, so these guys are heavily nerfed right now. Going to be taking some fat damage. These are Shopti on the far side crumbling. Negative 30 leadership. Luther Harkin just going deep. Summons over here still holding their own. If you take a look, the summons are still fighting pretty well. And I don't even... Random may even have more summons. I have a feeling he's probably out of summons at this point. So that's going to be a tricky situation, but I think the Nehekar Horsemen have energized. There's no spears here either. These are all sword infantry, which are just going to do absolutely nothing against, these big monsters. So the summon's about to wear off here. Luther Harkin and the Crab are going to be going after the Ushabti Great-Bows. And how much longer on the summons looks like? Oh, do we have another summon? Oh, is that the same one? Man, they're still going. So as long as those summons are active, Luther can basically just fly around and do whatever he pleases. So now he's going to go after the Ushabti, and, the summon will wear off, but the Ushabti is, the nearest target he's attacking here. So, yeah, I don't think there's going to be any more infantry. So, all right, so no more infantry. Coast must stay in combat. I wish there was a way to really, make the message appear on the screen for the players. Yeah, so he's going to be attacking the Kepler Guard here. So hopefully they're able to see the message. It's an easy thing to forget, for sure. If you're really trying to take out something of high value here. But I think he knows that. Yeah. Random Mix, perfect. Random Mix checks the text. He stays in combat. Right here, he's not cycle charging anymore, but at this point it's too late. Wow. Wow, brutal stuff. And there you have it. Coast showing the power of Luther and those single entities, man. I thought with a double Ushabti Great-Bow he might have enough, but I guess, Setra just got outmanned. And there you have it, Random Nix claiming victory. Certainly from a very rough beginning. I think he had a pretty big misplay with the deck droppers, but he was able to scrap it back with his Lord choice. All right. Well played. Perfect. And now, map set. We're going to do the Golden Monolith. We shall do the Golden Monolith. It was pretty close to Army Lasses Zablaski. He had no ammunition on skeleton archers. Those were skeleton swordsmen mostly, so they're all kind of janky chaff units. So yeah, it was pretty rough. It was pretty rough one. Setra got outserved. Yeah, Setra definitely served Luther Harkin that game. So Energize is going to ban Skaven and Tomb Kings, and what is he going to pick? What will he pick? Lizardman. Yeah, Energize is a really, really good Lizardman player. We actually saw a really good series between Energized and Falcon in the grand finals of the qualifier in which Falcon qualified this season. And yeah, Energized really showed his teeth with the Lizardmen, so. Luther's really hard to finish, though, because his juking, it's oh god, it's a nightmare. All that archer ammo wasted on the big armored crabs, yeah, perhaps so. I mean, maybe he could use the archers to kill, but man, the start was so good for Energized. He killed 4 deck droppers. He killed 2,000 gold worth of stuff almost instantly before any damage was done back to him. So Jean, you can check the tournament rules in my multiplayer Discord. It's in the tournament rules section. It's the banner rules. Aerocrastic has posted it in there, and yeah. Oh, guys, we're getting the dwarves, baby. Satisfy the grudge. We're getting the dwarves. Yes. Dowie, raise them up. Raise them up. Chris Svensson, yeah, that's a fairly accurate assumption, yeah. What unit should Energize have taken instead? Honestly, his army was pretty good. I mean, Setra needed a little bit of support, though, I think, against Luther. Yeah. Hard to say. Because, the initial battle went so well, he just didn't have anything to kill the big monsters aside from the Great-Bows who were constantly being chased. Yeah. They've wronged us. Come on, everyone's, super excited for the Dowie here. Let's hear it. Oh my god, a fat donation. Lives at home production. Please put 50 on your next Faction War prize pool. You got it, dude. No problem. Would you rather I put that towards the Faction War Lives at Home production, or would you rather I put it towards the ECL Grand Finals? You let me know in chat. I'll look out for your message. Dude, thank you so much. Holy shit. Fat Hundy. Of course, I still have to pay taxes on it, so. Yes, the dreaded taxes. That is super generous. Yeah, you let me know. I'm watching chat right now, Lives at Home production, so let me know if you'd rather have it on ECL Grand Finals or if you'd rather have it on the Faction War. Whatever you're choosing. Faction War is going to be like first or second week of September, most likely. So, yeah, Faction War is my favorite format, I think. It's so fun. That's the reason why I don't really care for like modern sports, like outside of MMA, because I feel like the athletes, like, okay, so you have like the Baltimore Ravens, right? Like all the athletes playing for the Baltimore Ravens, like they don't really probably care about Baltimore. They're not from Baltimore. They don't like have like that kind of pride in their team in that way. Like I love when like you fight, like when there's a team scrapping because they're like representing something. That's why I like the World Cup. And I really do like sports where like the players are from those areas. It really creates like a fun rivalry. So prize money is an expense. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I'm gonna be hiring a tax person this year to help me because last year I paid way too much in taxes. Live at Home Productions. Let's go. Okay, so guys, for the record, Live at Home Productions says let's do ECL Grand Finals. Perfect, man. No problem. You got a boss hog. Thank you so much for the fat one. That is extremely generous, man. Makes a huge difference in my life. So thank you. And, you know, the athletes as well, the players. The Soiled Fool finally cut a stream. Hopefully this doesn't bounce back this time. I hope the hand is good. My good sir. All is good. Thank you for the $26.42. Yeah, like, that's why I like MMA, because when you watch the fighters fighting, you know those guys are fighting for, like, they're fighting for themselves, for their pride, that person, they represent something, right? Whereas in, like, modern team sports, like, they don't, like, care that much about this. They're mercenaries. Like they'll go fight for any king who pays the highest coin, which is not why I like sports, you know. That's why like high school and college sports are kind of cool, because in high school sports you're like fighting for the pride of your high school. In college it's kind of the same thing to an extent. There is a little bit more mercenary action there, but still it's kind of similar because like you're part of that. But like I don't like the mercenary aspect of modern sports. Like I really don't like it. Yeah. That's just my 2 cents. Dude, thank you guys so much. Lives at Home, Soiled Fool. You guys really do appreciate that. I did Logan Meyer. They're esports athletes. I'm so used to calling it my old job. I used to work as an athletic director, so like I'm used to just saying athletes. So yeah. All right, guys. It is time. Let us take a look. We have Thorgrim Grudgebearer. Satisfy the grudge. Front line's going to be Longbeards. Actually, no Thunders. Really interesting. He brought Quarrelers instead against Lizards. He's got 2 Slayers in the back. And how is he going to deal with big armor, though? He's got Gyrocopter with the Brimstone gun. He's got Thorgrim. And, yeah, Quarrelers? It's interesting. I always felt like Thunders would be the way to go in this matchup, but fool me wrong. Fool me once, shame on you. The Gyrocopter with the Brimstone gun, of course, can do pretty well there. And Thorgrim can fight the big monsters. But, yeah, very interesting choice. You know, I think, like, Lizards are so afraid of Thunders and cannons that they go wide, and I think this build is more designed to fight like a wide Lizardman infantry build. Yeah. Yeah, so. We will see, Anakin. We will see. All right, the High King does act indeed, and now for the forces of the Lizards, it's going to be a front line of red-crested skinks and cohorts. A very wide build, and yeah, Kroxigor Smash is a somewhat common tactic here. So we're going to have Coldwind Riders, triple Kroxigor. We have an Air Force as well here for Energized, and they're really good. Rock drops are incredibly powerful. You know, maybe he brings the Quarrelers to help deal with the Pterodons. That's something to think about. And we have Dwayne Garrock Johnson, who's very much standard in this matchup, and a Manticore Summoner. So Skink Priest with the Lord Manticores. That's what it might as well be called. Yeah, it's good. He is the High King. He will hear you beg now. Well, we'll see. We'll see who's going to be begging after this battle's over. Lizardmen vs. Dwarves, a matchup that I think in the past, pre-Lizardmen DLCs, was probably Dwarf favored, but I think good Lizardmen players can certainly make it a 50-50, but you really have to be quite adroit and skilled with your faction to pull that off, so we'll certainly see how this unfolds. Eli says he always likes his Lizardmen wide. Fair play. When we played earlier, Random Nix kept quoting Obi-Wan at me. Well, he's probably a little bit tired now, so I don't know if we're getting the Obi-Wan quotes. Nope. He says, ready for the beams. I mean, I don't see what's so memey about his army. I mean, Thorgrim, I guess, is unusual, but against lizards, he has pretty good mass and can fight them, so I don't see Thorgrim being bad in this matchup, you know? Aussie Shinobi! This is towards the taxes looking to back. Thank you, man. Yeah. Good old taxes. It's funny because all my jobs I've had in the past, like the employer takes the federal taxes out, but like at YouTube they just send you a chunk of cash and they make you, you know, when you're brand new to it, you're like, oh, look at that, they paid me, and you like, your brain is so used to like your employer taking it out that you don't really perceive you need to save it. I mean, I'm good at it now, but when I first started YouTube, I was like really bad at it, man. I think everyone is when they start their own business of some sort. Anyways, here, Pterodon Riders going to be getting blasted by the gyrocopters, perhaps. All 3 shots miss. A little bit lackluster there in that situation. Aussie Shinobi, thank you so much, man, again for the donation. And it looks like a big old flank attempt going in. Well, yes and no. Do I like this? I suppose the lizards are fast enough that they don't really care. They're just kind of advancing with this force and pulling back with this one. Probably trying to get us around here on the dwarves. What the dwarves could honestly do is just like move up this hill right here and then just like shoot with their crossbows. Like, because they could fulfill the attacking rule with the gyrocopter, no problem. So, yeah. Both players kind of just repositioning, though, trying to get the angles of pursuit. The angles of engagement they're looking to get here. But dwarves are certainly advancing. Lizards are advancing in their own way here from the flank. Thesaurus and Dwayne Grok Johnson moving around this giant erect pillar of gold here. Probably some sort of like chaos thing. It looks like a lore of metal, like shrine or something like that. Yes, Turin, get taxed, you dirty citizen. I know. Taxes. Italian Spartacus and I always talk about that, like being the most depressing time of the year. It's like you see all this money in your bank account, you're like, oh, look at all this, and then it's just gone. That's life, though. I mean, you just don't feel it when you work at like a normal job, like a 9-to-5 type job, because they take it out for you. But you feel it here, you know. You feel it. So lizards are coming. The Croxagor's getting ready to get their spanking paddles up. And I mean, the pros and cons of this flank. Let's see. The thing is, like, now that such a big portion of this force is coming from this direction, the dwarves are going to be able to get a Slayer and Ironbreaker, you know, in front of them, right? Oh, those are actually Ironbreakers. Okay, so we have Ironbreakers here and Norgumling's Ironbreakers on the other side. Random Nyx shooting at some of those pterodactyls. And, yeah, the big surround is about to be underway. Yeah, you can see he's literally trying to get, like, as big of a surround as he possibly could. Pump those dwarven legs. They're being pumped. They're being pumped indeed. Yeah, you can see the lizards very much going for that full wrap, but the dwarves are okay with this. And the dwarves could even, like, play around this if they wanted to just, like, move up this way. And just keep attacking, because, you know, if the lizards wouldn't engage them while the gyrocopter's shooting, I would probably just give them a warning to attack, but in this case, he's just forming ranks, which is fine. So, you know. Good use of the golden schlong. Yeah, Hadries, for sure. Schlong is such a funny word. I don't know why. Just a big old schlong. Like, you can say it. Like, everyone knows what it means, more or less, but it's like, it's not, like, so brusque that it's going to get you in trouble, right? Taxes make you feel like a Bretonnian peasant. Ripperdactyls are okay. They have some teeth in the dwarven matchup. A little bit less common, I would say. The dwarves are just like, all right, well, lizards, come when you please. And here the Quarlers are now shooting. Quarler is actually a pretty good answer against red-crested skinks. Low armor, no missile resist, you know, a pretty choice target for those Quarlers to kind of work on here. And here comes the battle. The gyrocopters shoot again. Quarler shooting up at the Pterodon Riders. The big thing for Random Nyx, he needs to make sure that his Ironbreakers don't get caught in rock drops. That's 100% what the lizard should go for. Like, he could get so much value by dropping on the Norgumling's Ironbreakers or these regular Ironbreakers, but we'll see how this goes. It is a hotly contested scrap here. So 1-0, currently 1-0. Random Nyx is up here. Blasting charges going to be going in. Blasting charges are so powerful. Here comes the volleys going into the Saurus. Oh, look at the Croxagors taking those like a champ there. Some of the Saurus do get ping-ponged right there. And now it looks like a Manticore summon's going to be coming in as well. Oh, the dwarves weren't braced for that. Granted, Croxagor's charge bonus, it's only 22, so it's not really that bad. Now Thorgrim's going to be piling in as well. Blasting charges on the front, very, very good against Saurus here. Nice rock drop right there by Energize. He's able to drop some fat ones on the Quarlers, and those guys take a bunch of damage. Now the fighting's underway. Thorgrim, of course, the High King, is going to be backing up his Ironbreakers and clubbing down some of these Croxagors. Certainly should be able to get some big old damage right there. And here comes the Dwarf Warrior, certainly going to be the weak point of the Dwarven army, as the Dwarf Warriors do have to fight against Croxagors and Red-Crested Skink RORs, mind you. And now it looks like the Norgumling's Ironbreaker is going to be dropping some fat payloads here onto the Croxagors, and maybe the cohort of Sotek, and some of the Slayers here of the Dawi are going to be rushing in to intercept, and cohort of Sotek taking massive, massive damage there from those blasting charges. Granted, a rear charge coming in from Colden Riders, but Norgumlings do not care about such things. They are going to tank that like absolute champions. Manticore Summon, of course, is active. Will be disappearing in about 30 seconds, give or take. Maybe about 30, 40 seconds, somewhere in that window. Front line, we have the Warriors of the Dragonback. Dragonback Slayers fighting shoulder to shoulder with Longbeards, and you can see the Crocscores are taking some pretty substantial damage there. And Random Nix has been doing a pretty good job keeping his Gyrocopter alive despite the attacks from 2 Pterodon Riders. How are the Dwarven Missiles doing? Okay, they have some Quarrelers online right now, but it looks like the Palhawks' Sentinels were able to get a rock drop on them. And now they're going to be jumping in and doing some big old damage right there. Thorgrim Grudgebear battling a Manticore, which is totally fine. He's happy with that. But man, those Ironbreakers actually broke. I'm really surprised. I guess that was a lot of pressure. You have Croxagores, you have Saurus, you have Manticores. A lot of big threats there. But Thorgrim is he's a big old chungus. He's going to be able to hold this and probably defeat that Manticore. But a second Manticore is now here. Balance of Power is pulling in the favor of the Lizards. But remember, there's a Manticore summon active. And the Dwarven box is holding to the best of its abilities. Quarrelers are temporarily shut down, but Slayers and the Dragonback Slayers are making some pretty good work of the Crocsagores and Skinks here. I think Thorgrim needs to like find a way to get unified with his forces here. I think in his current position, he's probably not contributing too much other than just being surrounded and kind of beaten on here. Granted, I mean, he is occupying a substantial portion of this force. He does have some Ironbreakers who've come back to help. Ironbreakers are immune to psychology, aren't they? They're not. Okay, so it was actually probably just a terror route from those guys that was able to break those. Mikey, looking forward to the Haggard Wheel of Haggard Lord formats. Duck, duck, oof. Thank you, Mikey. We will be having a Wheel of Fortune tournament sometime this week, so stay tuned. Not this week, but maybe like over the weekend or something on like Sunday. So thank you, Mike. And yes, the battle rage is on. Balance of Power is still even. I mean, the Manticore summons are, powerful, but they are a temporary thing. Here we have Thorgrim. He's actually going deep, going after the Skink Caster of Beast, and you can see the little Skink's going to be running away. So at this point, Thorgrim probably just wants to turn and start beating on the Crocsagores. It's probably going to be his best bet. Nice overcasted Flock of Doom going down right here on the Longbeards and the Slayers and some of these other troops. But you can see the Lizards are buckling here. The Crocsagores are very low. The Red-Crested Skinks aren't in great shape. There's still a full health group of Ironbreakers here, which are quite erect and powerful. Really just the only thing that's going badly for Random Nix, I would say, is Thorgrim being trapped here. Looks like a potential bombing run from the Gyrocopters. I think they're trying to position overhead. You can see he's like kind of sitting there. And Thorgrim's able to get away. The Throne Bearers pumping them Dwarven legs. You got to get away from Dwayne Garrock Johnson. Dwayne Garrock is going to be able to defeat Thorgrim for sure, especially with his items, Rockovitz and Mesa Willamok. Look at his freaking stats. 85, 675. And now the Slayers rushing to the aid of their High King. That's going to be strong. They'll get a melee attack buff up to 57. And the Ironbreakers dropping the blasting charges as well. Certainly a very scrappy game. What do we have here? Dragonback Slayers still fighting. Yeah, there's a lot of dwarves left, guys. Dwayne is going to be the biggest problem. Like, Garrock is going to be so hard to kill. Those Ironbreakers and Slayers, like, aren't going to be particularly effective at finishing him off. Yeah. I mean, 100 armor. Like, Ironbreakers have pretty bad AP. Longbeards as well. I mean, there were some Dwarf Warriors with great weapons, and I've seen this happen before, where, like, it's just Dwayne. But if Dwayne is surrounded, and then Thorgrim is kind of beating on him, he could potentially go down. A little bit of Dwarven support. So, Thorgrim over here, Foe Seeker activated. Only 1,600 HP. He's now doing battle with some of the Coldwind Riders. And the Dwarves in this position are still somewhat numerous. They have the Norgrimlings Ironbreakers and some Dragonback Slayers, and blasting charges coming in as well. Looks like there's going to be a Flock of Doom going down. Pretty good. Decent against Ironbreakers and units like that. A lot of people are afraid to use magic against Dwarves, but just do it. It still does good damage. It's definitely worth it. And over here we have more Ironbreakers just fighting against Saurus and a very grindy fight there to the end. I think Thorgrim needs to get into this melee. Just stay on kind of the edge of it, stay away from Garrock, but like engage on the periphery to make sure to keep buffing the Ironbreakers. And it looks like he is. Looks like he's still in buff range for these various units. Crocsagores, Oath of Vengeance activated. Norgrimlings Ironbreakers are cutting through the Crocsagores, which is very impressive. And the Dwarves might be able to rally. Like I said, it's just Dwayne Garrock Johnson that's really holding the balance of power here for the Dinos. Currently, Random Nix's army is like, it's Iron Man. The Dwarves are holding firm. Yeah, the Dawi don't buckle. I mean, it's an Ironbreaker-centric army backed up by the High King. So they're going to be very tough. High King has some pretty solid buffs. If you guys haven't seen it, let me show you. You're going to zoom in on the High King for a second. So he has the Great Book of Grudges, he has the Oath of Vengeance, and it looks like he did not bring the other buff. He just kind of cut him bare bones. He does have the High King buff, which can, be a big AoE buff as well, but it looks like he opted to cut that. So balance of power ebbing back towards the middle as the Crocsagores and all the other units start to run. And Dwayne Garrock Johnson is just kind of holding in there. You can see he's just, he's in the pits, he's doing his thing, but it's going to take him a long time to cut through Longbeards and Norgrimlings and Red-Crested Skink. The last Skink has refused to die. I think he's on the ground there. Let's watch him. Let's see how long he holds. The Refuse to Die is active. Really good Flock of Doom. That's going to be a big value city. Just chipping off a little bit of HP off all those units. Crocsagores break once again from the crossfire from the Squirrelers in the distance. Thorgrim's coming in. I think Thorgrim has to cycle charge, as funny as it is. Like, the Dwarves rarely cycle charge, but I think Thorgrim needs to cycle charge, like hit Dwayne, pull back, and just keep repeating. The Red-Crested Skinks here are probably going to be pushed off by the Ironbreakers, but the Lizards might have some reinforcements coming in. Crocsagore is piling in as well. It's going to be pretty rough. Here they come. 4 of those models. Thorgrim probably going to intercept them. Dwayne Garrock Johnson taking some very, very chipping damage. And yeah, this has definitely been a very bloody fight. You can see, look at the box, like the remains. It's like in a form of a box there, which is pretty funny. Much a dwarven battle. So Thorgrim is here. The Mace of Ulamok is active, but you can see Energize is trying to push through to get to Thorgrim. But Thorgrim is satisfying some grudges here against these Kroxigors. I can't possibly think what they could be, but I mean, I guess the Kroxigors could have killed a dwarf, right? And that's enough for a grudge. So yeah, Thorgrim is pretty thick here. All these dwarves are buffed up. You know, Dwayne is getting chipped down slowly but surely. Basically, he just needs to make sure to, like, shatter everything the lizards have. Here on the far side, what do we have? Dragonback Slayers fighting to the bitter end. There's actually 5 of them. Dragonback Slayers might be able to break this skink. That would be pretty insane if, like, only 5 of those Slayers could do it. I'd be able to. I mean, he's at 2 freaking leadership, right? That's something to write home about. In the meantime, I mean, look at that. Thorgrim, just like I said, the mighty Dwarven Cycle Charge, but he does it while the Oath of Vengeance is active. So suddenly, you know, Dwayne's melee defense is only 36, which, of course, is still very good. But, ooh, is there a drop? Oh, that would be bad. No, I think they used their drop earlier. Man, a rock drop right now would just straight up win the game. It would just be over. But Dwayne is kind of getting hammered here by the High King, and now High King is pulling back, which is smart. He did, like, you know, 40% HP damage, pull back, let your troops kind of whittle him down a little bit more before you get back in. Yeah, I mean, there are some Sars coming back in. Pterodon Riders pushing in as well, but, like, Ironbreakers are so freaking hard to break. Kroxigors can take them, you know, over time, but yeah, the Dwarf King here. The extra melee attack really does help. A couple spears being thrown into Thorgrim here. He's at 944 as he crushes through a bunch of the Sars. Pterodon Riders pretty much out of luck here. A little bit of ammo left, I guess 3 volleys. Yeah, might as well just use that on Thorgrim. Might be able to get him down to like 750, 800 HP, give or take. But Thorgrim is super heavily armored. He's got 125, so he's a big thick boy for sure. And he has missile resist. The Dwarven Cycle Charge is a ferocious tactic, long since forgotten in the halls of history. But I don't know if Dwayne can kill all these Ironbreakers, to be honest. What does he have coming? Okay, so in the distance, we have a Skink Priest of Beasts who's embroiled in mortal combat here versus these Coilers who are now shattered. We have some Saurus running for the hills there. I mean, honestly, the Lizards really don't have too much left. Yeah, just hold here. Stand your ground activated by Thorgrim. Going to be making, or not by Thorgrim, by Dwayne Grok Johnson, excuse me. Going to be making the Pterodons a little bit tankier, but hey, they're not happy to be in melee combat here, for sure. Yeah, look at this. Oh no! And Dwayne is going for the kill. Thorgrim takes a huge blow with the Rock of Itza and all those abilities activated, but he stabilizes, but then he breaks again because of the Pterodons. All right. This is interesting. Thorgrim is broken. I guess maybe he should have just stayed and fought. Dwayne somehow was able to get away there. Maybe a lapse of micro for a split second there with Thorgrim Grudgebearer. 816. Okay, the Pterodons broke, because if the Pterodons didn't break and you chase down Thorgrim, that could be really, really powerful. And how many dwarves do we have left? We have 16, 51 Ironbreakers there, and 35 of those guys sitting at like 60 leadership when they're like literally on death's bed. That's so insane. Ironbreakers are so jacked. No, we saw the rock drop earlier. It's just I couldn't recall if it was that one or the other one that I saw. Yeah, and Thorgrim's back now too. That's rough. Thorgrim can come in. All Thorgrim needs to do is come in here and like just boop the head of Gorok once, and that will probably win the game. Pterodons with the rear charge. And the Ironbreakers go down to a pretty low leadership actually there for a second. Looks like these guys are sitting at like 33, give or take. This is, what is this game? I don't know, man. This is pretty normal for this matchup though. Like I've had this happen. I remember playing a game with Aerocrastic where I was playing on Gorok's end, and dude, the game just went like 30 minutes. Like it was just this. It was Gorok just, but Thorgrim with the Oath of Vengeance. He's like, I swear vengeance upon you, lizard. And yeah, that's big. I mean, that allows the Ironbreakers to really connect much better. Dwayne is really good in this situation, though, for sure. He's super tanky himself, but... Oh, man, he's wavering. He's exhausted. Thorgrim, he's like, all right, I'm going to drop my Oath of Vengeance, and then I'm just going to chill. Peace out here, guys. Ironbreakers, you handle that shit. I'll be back. So Gorok does get the Cold-Blooded and the Rock of Itza, making him super tanky. 100 armor, 44 physical resist, just like an absolute linebacker there. Also helps his vigor, but he's still exhausted, so... And the Pterodons do actually swoop in, and Thorgrim probably is going to be finished off and or chased off the battlefield, but I just don't think the Ironbreakers are going to break. I mean, Dwayne is a powerhouse, but... Oh, but the Skink Priest with the steel chair, he's coming in! Look, guys, there's a Skink Priest here. The heroes of the Lizardmen fight shoulder to shoulder against the Dowie Menace. And, yeah, you can see the Pterodon Riders now chasing down Thorgrim, but I don't think it matters. I think there's too many of these Ironbreakers. They're too thick. Look at this little Skink Priest just squealing and running around like, ee! Oh, man. The little skink. That's so great. Yeah, Dwayne is like He's only fighting because of the cold-blooded. Without that, he's going to run. That's army losses. And there you have it, guys. Random Nicks and the Jawi Ironbreaker Legion advance to the grand finals. Holy shit. that is something. Loopy. He's cheering for the Skink Priest in chat. Yeah. And there you have it, guys. Random Nicks. So let's get this next game started quickly, Loopy. Let's have you jump in here. I know Random's quite tired in Poland, but GG, well played. All right, so Random has advanced to the finals. So let's go ahead and update the cards here. All right. Very good. Turin, check my DMs. Okay, let's see. I'm looking at DMs. Oh, you're talking about on Steam. Okay. Okay, one sec. Okay, so Loopy is here. Oh, Loopy joined as a spectator. Okay, Energize. That's the series there. Okay. Unfortunately. Okay, so he is going to rejoin right now. Sec. Let's update all this. Perfect. All right. Right, guys, just getting everything set up. Bear with me here. Gorok, yeah, Gorok tried. The lizard tried his hardest. He tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, the Mace of Wulamak did not carry him home. One sec. Guys, just chatting with the players here real quick. Bear with me. Almost ready, my friends. Just chatting. We might have to do something a little bit different because for Random it's very late and he's asking if we could play it play the finals on another day, which I'm fine with. We could have a different stream. Okay, just all right, so one sec. And if that's the case, we could just do some other like funky stuff. Simon Benjamin with a big old donation of 30 pounders. Did you enjoy the TNG double episode where Picard? Yeah, that was a really good one. The Borg are really, really scary for sure. I actually like them as like kind of the antagonists and or villains. Yeah, I do. I dig it. All right, so let me check with the players. So yeah, but the players are talking about it because it's pretty late for them, so they're talking about maybe postponing it. We'll see what they both want to do. Random Nicks does. Obviously, it's quite late for him in Poland. We could do some FFA stuff. Sure thing. GG, lads. All right, so guys, we're gonna temporarily hold off on this grand finals. I'll have another. I'll probably do it as a video recording. So I'll just like record it and upload it because like it may only be like 45 minutes to an hour, so I don't know if it's like worth a stream. But I will do this as the finals relatively soon. So in that case, we could do some FFA. I can't play myself yet. My hand is still kind of healing. Like, I'm not quite ready for that. But I'll see what I can do. So yeah, Loopy can stay here. All right, cool. The wheel for dwarfs. All right. So what we'll do is we'll do like 2 FFAs and then we'll call it from there. Okay. So I'm going to open up some slots. Very good. Vampire counts mirror match. Dude, don't put that evil on us. So yeah, that we'll cast it as a separate jam. You guys want the Wheel of Fortune? Okay, we can do the Wheel of Fortune. Hold on. So local recording. The wheel is here. Yeah, I can spectate. I just can't play yet. I can, but it's like I don't want to aggravate my hand. Yeah, so I'm not going to be playing quite yet. All right, so let's go ahead and get some lads in here. So if you are in the Discord, there's one sec. Okay. Very good. That's from the previous King of the Hill, so let me go ahead and remove all that stuff. Very good. We're gonna do so we'll pick the players' factions with the Wheel of Fortune. You know the problem with autogen, guys, is a lot of times autogen format gives you the same factions over and over. Yeah. Yeah, it's too bad. The Doom Wheel. All right, one sec, guys. Great. So folks should be joining here in just a minute. We'll get this party started. So yeah, we're going to do the wheel to pick their factions. Hopefully folks don't have lag. That's one of the reasons why I don't do these type of things more often. I would love to do an FFA tournament, like an actual competitive FFA tournament, but it's just so much lag with them. I mean, I guess if I really vetted like a handful of players like beforehand, we could get away with it, but it's hard to say, my friends. It's hard to say. Yeah. I mean, maybe I could play, I don't know. I probably shouldn't risk it. I mean, FFA is a really casual format, so I could probably get away with it. Oh man, I'm sweating like a pig, as they say. Okay. I might need to remake the game too. Sometimes like the lobbies get a little finicky. Okay, perfect. Okay, Dactyr is here. Okay, it looks like people can actually find it. So I'll spin the wheel for all these guys once they get in. And we'll decide from then. Loopy's like, hopefully not undead, dude. You're gonna get counts for sure. Would you guys like to do like a small funds like FFA game, just to like change up the dynamic, like have the armies be smaller? Like not like unit size, but I'm talking like you know 6,000 gold or something, so it's like more of a skirmish. Or would you rather have it like be bigger like this? Oh. I'm just like literally getting a bath towel and just wiping myself down from sweat. I could pick coast and just sit still, but I'm gonna just wait, guys. I'm just gonna wait. I'm so close to being able to do it normally, so yeah, it's for an FFA. I'm like, it's all right. Yes. Okay. Stand by. So now, summon the Wheel of Doom. Summon it. Hold on. I gotta open it up. The function. I didn't have it ready for you guys. I'm sorry. But okay, let's try one game small funds, and we'll do one. Not small, but we'll do. You guys want to see small funds? All right, we're doing small for one game. I don't even remember how much gold this is, but let's try it. Screw it. Okay, hold on. I'm just getting the wheel ready. I have to find the spinning mechanism. You're out of touch. You're out of time. I'm out of my head when I'm not around. All right, song is like so stuck in my head. All right, let's spin this bad boy. So, going from left to right for Dactyr. Dactyr is going to be playing... So Dactyr gets High Elves. Ace. Ace is going to get Skaven. Mole Spaghetti says, I'm a well-known legendary player. Yes, you are. You are, Moles. And now for Loopy. Dark Elves. And now for Mole Spaghetti. Spin the wheel. Okay, Skaven. Actually, let's have like different factions, so we'll spin it again. Just to get some diversity. That's what makes this game great, right? So, okay, we have Dark Elves. Come on, I swear these aren't weighted, I promise. Bretonnia, perfect. All right, guys, it is time. Thanks, guys, for sticking around. I know it's not the ECL Grand Finals, but you guys will be seeing that in a video format soon. The next few days, I'll get the replays from those lads, and we'll do it. Simon Benjamin, yes. And again, thank you for that donation. I have seen that one. So all the factions are selected. Let's turn off the wheel. It's small funds, so they have like almost no money to work with, which is going to be interesting. Like I think Bretonnia will be good here because they can get like all the peasants. Yeah. Let's switch maps too. Let's do. Let's do the Watcher's Peak. This one's ridiculous. Yeah. It's high. Yeah, we have Bretonnia, Skaven. We got a pretty good faction selection here, I would say. Yeah, small is like 6,000 or 5,000 or something. Introducing new armored skin wolves. Extra protection from Nurgle. Extra protection from Nurgle. Extra pleasure for Slanesh. There you go. You know, skin wolves are chaos creatures, right? So it certainly makes some sense. You know, so guys, what I'll maybe try and do this week is I maybe will try and do an FFA tournament, but before the event starts, I'll screen, like I'll check every lobby and make sure that like all the connections are good. This is Watcher's Peak is actually a pretty fun FFA map. I mean, the players only have like 5,000 gold to spend. Elves on no money, LOL. Loopy, all you need to do to win is just bring like 3 Scourge Hunter chariots and like a Flying Lord and just run around cackling. Yeah, so we're on small funds. I have no idea how this is going to go. But it is. It's going to go. 19 units of Skaven slaves and 19 peasants could be a thing. Like, as long as they have a powerful lord, like, supporting them. Like a stack of peasants with, like, Lewin. Sean says, hey, Turin, idea for a potential wheel. Add a secondary wheel that spins for the first one. And also picks your lord and lower magic. Yeah, that could be fun, too. That could be fun. I don't know if the software I use has that functionality, though. Because it only lets me have one wheel set up. I'd have to get like a third-party application. All right. Come on, Loopy. Ready up. Let's do it. I'm not playing Samuel, but thank you. I know I got this. Yeah. Hey, thank you guys for sticking around. I know it's super late, but we're more or less wrapping up the stream. We're going to do 2 FFAs. So we'll get these 4 players, and then we'll get 4 new players for the next one. Hey, Zablasky. So Random Nix was really, really tired. He was just like falling asleep at his keyboard. So he more or less just wanted to play it in the next few days. So what we're going to do is we're going to have Random Nix and Loopy play offline in the next couple days. They'll send me the replays and I'll cast them. Which is fine. Yeah. No, Zablasky, we're just doing like casual FFAs right now. Because I can't play. Normally I would have like played some battles against you guys, but yeah. Eventually, it'll happen. All right, guys. So, Small Funds FFA. Holy shit, look at the elf army. So, this is all the elves have. This is almost like a squad-based game. So, we have a Lithanar with, like, silver helms, and it looks like the gray. Wait, does he have 2 of the gray? What? Is he vanguarding his... Oh, my God, look at this. No, Shadow Warriors in the gray. So, guys, Dactyr is deploying up on the high ground here. He's got his Shadow Warrior Goon Squad and, like, a couple cav units. Yeah, Reavers. That's it. His army is so freaking small. So for the Skaven, 2 Jezzails, which I think is not going to be great here for Ace because this map is like a very hilly terrain-based map. The qualifier hasn't been decided yet. We had to postpone the grand finals because one of the players couldn't finish today. So it's a pretty rare thing to happen. I did warn them before the event, but you know, it is what it is. Don't worry, I have a way of shuffling the replay so you guys won't know. Yeah, don't stress it. So we got Queek Headtaker, Jezzails and Skaven Slaves really, and just some Ogres. And Bretonia, Bretonia looks like it has a full army here. Rule break. Yeah, we got Peasant Mobs into the sunset. Oh my god, Mole Spaghetti only has Peasant Mobs, a Prophetess of Beasts, and 2 Questing Knights. Jesus, these armies are just a circus. And for Loopy, he's got a Supreme Sorceress, and I don't know where the rest of his army is. Oh my god, look at Loopy. Look at Loopy's Haggard Shade Vanguard in the corner of the map. Yeah, this is kind of fun. This is like a platoon game. This is an FFA. Yeah. So they're all good to go. Yeah. There's no lag whatsoever. Dactor says, oh, I didn't realize this was the King of the Hill stream. It truly is. Currently, the High Elves are the King of the Hill. They're just chilling up here with the gray. Yeah, it's a very different format, but I am planning on having an FFA tournament soon. Again, I'll vet the players. I think it's like, it has to be live stream. That's the most fun. All right. The battle's underway. So we have the Shade Vanguard on the low ground, but they're not going to have anything to shoot really because the High Elves just have Silver Helms here who are just going to leave. So that's really unfortunate here for Loopy. His forces are really kind of down there. Up in the high ground, we have the Elves just sitting here with their gray, their Shadow Warriors with Lithanar and all these lads here, which is pretty hilarious. And like Bretonia just looks like it has a regular army. Like I wish I could show you guys the model count. All right, so Dactor's shooting. Looks like the Shadow Warriors are ripping some shots here at the Manticore Lady, the Supreme Sorceress of Fire. A little bit of contact made, actually. Yeah. I think my favorite of all these armies is Mole Spaghetti's. Like, just the haggard Bretonian horde. Like, it's very good for them, right? Yeah. So, the Bretonians are sending part of their Haggard Legion to advance on the Skaven position. The Prophetess of Beast, what does she have? Flock of Doom and Manticore Summon? I mean, the Manticore Summon will be very... Summons on small funds are really gross. Like, they're so hard to deal with. Like, imagine if you played Beastmen, you brought Morker, you bring, like... Although, an FFA, summons aren't as impactful also, because you don't, like, win the battle outright, you know? You have to, like, fight multiple people. I hate you! Yeah, the Anakin high ground. Well, the High Elves are going to be getting a downhill charge. The Reavers just going to be shrekking the Peasant Mobs. You can see these guys having a real bad time. But, you know, points are points. High Elves definitely getting them going. Dactor is getting some good firepower, and Mole Spaghetti with the Haggard 2-pronged push on the Skaven. But here you can see Obvious Ace has gotten a pretty nice little position right here. He's held the zone. And here comes the Peasant Mobs. Just surging in. It's like the 13th Warrior, but instead it's with bodies of Peasant Mobs coming down from the hills. Yeah, no, there's no player lag also. I can usually tell in the lobbies. So yeah, the Skaven are kind of being sandwiched on. Oh no, the ambush! The Shades have come. This is so rough for Obvious Ace. This is like the worst case scenario for him because like now his Jezzails, his value pieces are getting wrecked. And oh my god, look at a huge flame storm coming down here from the Supreme Sorceress of Fire, immediately putting Loopy in second place. And it looks like there was going to be more magic, but Queek Headtaker is, he's trying, but the ambush here from Loopy is really painful. My goodness. Those Jezzails getting shreked. And now the other Jezzails, Mole Spaghetti is here with his Questing Knights. So the Questing Knights are just going to ride them down. 100%. Oh god, poor Obvious Ace. No, he's a trooper though. You have to give Ace big props, and that's one of the risks of playing a static army is like people may surround you and go for you. Like everyone else is very mobile, but like the Skaven are positioned, you know, kind of forced into this position. So both Jezzails are offline. Queek Headtaker is surrounded by peasants and Questing Knights, and yeah. Oh, I love 13th Warrior. You know, the only person who really hasn't taken too much damage here is Loopy. Like all of his shades are in more or less good shape here. And the Supreme Sorceress of Fire. Oh my god, 518 kills. I don't know if I've ever seen that in multiplayer. That Sorceress has 522 kills. A Lithanar up in the hills is shooting. You know, the true King of the Hill, though, is Dactor. Dactor is just sitting up here with his freaking Lithanar Shadow Warrior build. So it's going to come down to the Shadow Warriors versus the Shades, which is going to be quite a bit of fun. The peasants shall blot out the sun. Yes, they shall. So we have a duel of duels. Here we do have the Prophetess of Beast battling the Supreme Sorceress. Looks like a Manticore Summon coming in, and some of the Skaven Jezzails have rallied near the end of the map and are shooting in there. trying to get some work in, but nice Flock of Doom as well. Hits all 3 of these, and the Shadow Warriors really do have the high ground, which is going to be a bad position here for these guys. Now, looking around the battlefield, Skaven are still holding on. Queek Head Takers racking up some kills. We have some Skaven Slaves here, but really, when you're in like small funds, you really only have so much to work with, right? You know, I think we'll do small funds for the next one too. I think it's a really fun kind of tactical situation. Yeah, for the FFA tournament, we'll do like regular sized armies, but I know, Dov, isn't it crazy? It's crazy, man. So Questing Knights charging down, getting a brutal Rohirrim charge right there into the faces of those Shades, who 100% will lose that fight if the Questing Knights opt to stay. Granted, there are other Shades up on the high ground shooting down at the Questing Knights, which might, you know, kind of dissuade them from staying there. Manticore Summon from Bretonnia going after the Shades as well, but Dactyr continuing to be the king of the hill, but Mole Spaghetti creeping up on the lead of Loopy. I mean, now the Shades are, many of them embroiled in combat, which they are not enjoying at all. Those Shades are pounded off the battlefields. I think here we have the Supreme Sorcerers of Fire coming in to try and peel off those Questing Knights, but yeah, it's a tricky one. Obviously, the Skaven are in rough position, to say the least, but, you know, Queek Headtaker might be able to pull out some fourth quarter heroics. He's moving down the hill, he's just kind of screeching as he goes. Chasing the Prophetess of Beasts. I think Queek probably won't win this battle, but Queek could be the deciding factor, right? Like, whoever he goes after to try and troll, like if he just chases Shades, for example, that could lose the game for Loopy. And here, of course, the Grey. Who would have ever thought the Grey would be good? But their superior range and their, their stopping power here is actually quite effective here against the Shades. And it would appear Loopy is running out of steam to an extent. The Questing Knights able to get some, really brutal damage here, and Queek Headtaker is going in deep. It's Total War kill team, I know. I actually am really enjoying this. I think it's kind of an interesting format, like not something we do often. So we have a donation from Jim13Bob31. Hi from the UK. Love watching all of your content. Keep up the great work. Also, heal that hand. Just wanted to show my love. Love right back at you. Thank you so much for the 7271. Dude, that's a very generous donation. Again, I hope it's not a financial burden on you, and much appreciated, man. I'm here for you. I got you covered. All right, so here comes Queek. Queek is going to get Last Samurai, though. He's taking tons of shots, running through a hail of fire like an absolute champion of the Horned Rat. Able to cleave a couple of those guys. And just like I was saying, Queek isn't going to win the battle, but he's going to force these guys back. And now the Bretonnians have turned on the High Elves, but I think Dactyr's army is just too healthy. Like, interestingly enough, the fact that the High Elves held the high ground was really big. Like, they were safe. They could always fall back and, like, use their cav and downhill charges. It's kind of a cool dynamic, right? The whole Vanguard ploy up here from Dactyr. Although he's pretty far behind on points at this point. Although if he's the last one standing, he should get like around 2,000 points and he'll be okay. Hordes of bodies from the Bretonnians are just being thrown at the Illyrian Reavers, and eventually it might add up and be enough. Also, Loopy still has his Supreme Sorceress of Fire, so Loopy could be the X factor that, decides the state of the game, right? He's got his Shades back now. It looks like Queek Headtaker is just being shot off the edge of the map, which is unfortunate. So we have Homster saying med school exams tomorrow. Good luck, man. I'm sure all of chat wishes you good luck in your endeavor, brother. Shadow Warrior is pulling back up on the hill, and it looks like down here there's going to be a burning head. Oh my god, that just roasted through. Guys, 606 kills on the Supreme Sorcerers here. Not as good as the first one. The first one was like a flame storm in the middle of Skaven slaves and peasant mobs. That just got like an infinite number of disgusting kills. But man, that is a beaut right there. High Elves, though, are still in really dominant position, and oh man, Elithanar ripping a fat shaft into the face of that prophetess. She's probably going to be going down here. Army losses are very heavily delayed in FFA. The obvious Ace saying, no big deal. I think I got this one in the bag. Yeah, of course. Poor Queek. Ace was the martyr of this game. He deployed and everyone collapsed on him, and it made for a pretty funny situation. So he definitely took that like an absolute champ. Yeah. So Bretonnia trying to rally what it can, but the Prophetess is sniped out by Elithanar. I don't think the forces of the Dark Elves are going to be able to carry this one out. There's just too many Elvish forces. I mean, High Elvish forces. The Shades making their last stand. Here comes the High Elf Cav lancing down. It's like a patrol engagement. This is like 4 scouting armies, like looking, the vanguards doing battle here. And now the Shades are run down. Another Flamestorm going in. What a hero from Loopy. It's been super fun to see that. 611 kills. That Flamestorm actually doing some big damage. And now Mole Spaghetti, the Lord of Bretonnia. The Sorcerer's got most of her kills from Anzapal's Black Horror. Oh, is that what it is? I thought it was a Flamestorm. Okay. Well, I was wrong, apparently. And I think that's going to be a game for Dactyr. The King of the Hill. A true Obi-Wan. Able to hold the high ground position and really prosper there. So, well played, well played. I don't think anybody can come back. 'Twas foolish to face the Shadow King with death on the line, says Dactyr. Perhaps a very accurate statement. What do the Bretonians have left? They have some, like, peasants down here. Look at these brave peasants. Pitchforks and hoes. 107 of them against 14 shades. The shades are no match for the blood, sweat, and tears of Bretonia. And they retreat from the peasant mobs. Yeah, it's pretty glorious. But the peasants are going to waver now. It's got to be army losses soon. What's still left? Dactyr is so far ahead, and there's nobody that has the stopping power to deal with him. Will the Emperor hear of this? I have no idea. Perhaps so. Hey, Jimbo. Appreciate it, man. One of the few live streams you've managed to catch. Today's been a really fun one. We had some really good battles before this. The grand finals will be going up in the next few days. And, yeah, that is that. So, Zablasky. Well, it'll be first come, first serve. So after this, these 4 players are going to be removed from the lobby, and then first come, first serve. But please, please do not join if you have lag or a really slow computer. I know it's small funds, but please, I beg of you, dude. I beg of you. Yeah, small funds FFA is really cool, actually. I'm scheming ideas in my head right now. I'm like, I wonder if it'd be really good. You know who'd probably be really gross? It's just like, you just get like Luther Harkin and like some Morngulls and just like run around and kill shit. The password's just 321. It'll be... Oh my god, Queek is still here? Queek is just going deep in these peasants back here. I didn't know that Queek was still here. Oh, and he shatters a couple of peasant mobs. It's so funny. Obvious Ace has just been like hiding Queek in the shadows until the late game. Yeah, and you can see all the Elvish forces are just collapsing on Queek's position. Kobe. Come on, man. Oh yeah, Queek's not happy about this either. I mean, yeah, he's chasing some peasants, getting some kills here and there. Yeah, it's always fun to end with some FFAs. Normally they're very laggy, but we've been lucky so far. Like, these 4 players didn't have lag. What we'll do is we'll let Dactyr stay, because he was the winner. He can try and defend his trap for the next round. So Queek is broken. I don't know what's still fighting here. Okay, so we have that. Oh, okay, something here. Why are these guys not broken? Close, not gonna lie. Here it comes. The Shadow King's Nerf gun is paid off. Yeah, you know, honestly, Lithanar in small funds pretty good at like sniping value, right? So basically, we just have a couple peasant mobs at this point. Queek is going to be rode down by these Reavers, which is smart. And now we have the haggard peasant mobs of Bretonia making their way across. Yeah, so the army losses cap is pretty much like almost removed in FFA. Yeah. Loopy came out with a bang for sure back during the Skaven army, but... Yep, Queek is down. Skaven are eliminated. The last of the Bretonian peasants will make their valiant stand here as they're rode down under the hooves of these silver helms. Here it comes. Get them pitchforks and rakes out and prepare to fight some heavy cavalry. Well, I guess they're just... Yeah, silver helms are heavy cav. And that is it. Dactyr is our victor. Patrick Leonard, army losses, like I said, is heavily nerfed in FFA, just to make it like a little bit scrappier. All right, cool. Look at Dactyr's army, dude. Oh, that's so funny. GG, well played. Dactyr, stay. Everyone else, clear out. Okay, cool. So Dactyr can stay to defend his strap. Well played. Obvious Ace, man, your Skaven treachery was great. I think I won the kill count. Yeah, probably. But yeah, dude, that freaking sorceress had so many kills. All right, outer region is in. You did, Loopy. A pitchfork would be pretty good to counter a horse charge. I suppose so. It's just like part of the issue is they're probably not like trained to use it, right? All right. So I think the lobby might be lagging or something. I can't see outer region's name. Huh, a little bit of lag, unfortunately. It could be the lobby. Sometimes the dreaded lobbies have issues. All right. Okay. So, we're good. Dactyr is here. So now the lobby seems to have been refreshed. Oh my god. Okay, that was fast. All right. All good. Doesn't seem to lag. Yeah, because the way you can check FFA for lag is you just type And if there's very little delay between the typing, and like you're not going to really run into lag in my experience. I think what was causing the lobby to have issues is so many people were probably trying to join it. Yeah. And don't worry, guys. I think I'll do a dedicated stream eventually, like a really casual stream late at night where maybe we just do like 10 FFAs in a row, like small funds, medium funds, and you guys can just openly join. Oh no, out of region. All right, so oh yeah, we got to get the wheel out. Yeah, let's get the wheel of fortune. Hold on. Summon the wheel. Release the wheel. All right, spin the wheel, left to right. This is for Dactor. And Dactor is going to be getting High Elves. Dactor gets High Elves again. Wow. So High Elves for Dactor. For a friendly Skaven. He's going to get Beastmen. Zablaski, I'm sure just hoping he gets an Elvish faction. For Zablaski, Empire. Oh, okay. And for Zakastyle, bring forth the Wheel of Doom. Skaven. Do you already have a Skaven? No, I don't think so. No, we have. Okay, Zach is Skaven. All right, so there's that. Okay, someone just left the lobby. So, Rudy, we can't have you in here as a spectator, unfortunately, because it'll probably lag the game. I don't know what just happened. Dactor is still here. Zablaski's here. Zakastyle. Okay, so someone, maybe he just left. I'm not sure. Zablaski got Empire. We had someone in here, but they just left. Okay, well. See if he's coming back. It's dog-eat-dog world out there. Okay, Rudy's here now. I think the other gentleman had to leave or something. Not sure. All right, Rudy. Let's roll the wheel for Rudy. And now, Rudy gets High Elves. You already have High Elves, so we're going to respin it. We want them all to be different factions. Dark Elves. All right, Rudy's Dark Elves. So we have High Elves, Dark Elves, Empire, Skaven. Pretty similar, actually. Very good. I would loopy, but I want to give other folks a chance to play as well. This will be the last game of today's stream. We'll go quietly into this night with a couple small funds, Mimi FFA games, which are actually quite fun. You're out of touch, out of time. Zactor is ready already. Oh my goodness. Yes. You are Rudy Blue. Rudy Blue had a pretty good run in the tournament today. I think he actually won like three matches. Just one more. Yeah. It wasn't originally Beastman, but I think he deserves his own role here. Beastmen are just angsty. Well, Beastmen certainly are pissed off cows. It's the farm rebellion. So Dactor is our current champ, holding down the King of the Hill with a Lithanar. But Zakastyle says first time Skaven. Well, it's small funds, so you can't screw up that badly. Just bring like a Doom Wheel and run around, and or a 20 stack small fund Skaven army could be interesting. What if Skaven, guys, hear me out on this? What if Skaven came with like 10 Skaven slaves, like Lord Skrolk with summons, and then like 10 Skaven slave slingers, right? Or 9 Skaven slave slingers, like a 20 stack of those guys. I don't know how much small fund. I think it's like 5,000 or 6,000. Yeah, the Vanguard deployments, the shenanigans. We're on Troll Country, which is a very small map. I like the small scraps. Oh my god, it is so hot in here. Goodness gracious. Just wiping the sweat off my back, guys. Bear with me. Aledron. He says, thank you for the $5 donation. Firstly, do you have a set time you start your streams? It's kind of random, to be honest. I don't have a set schedule yet. I try and stream like as much as I can, but some days I just like I'm feeling it. I wake up, I'm like, let's do this, man. Rudy says he's not experienced with Dark Elves, so I'll go meme. Dude, memes actually can be good in this format, though. I mean, we saw Lithanar carry that game, right? Beastmen are it's the rebellion of the farm. It is. It does. You have to be kind of cunning. I think a Skaven 20 stack would be really funny, though. Like, I hope Zakastal's listening. Just brings, like, 9 Skaven Slave Slingers, the rest are Skaven Slave Spears, and then just, like, you know, a powerful Lord, like Ikit Claw and a Doomwheel. That could be really good. Zablaski saying I went full skirmish. Don't tell them. Doctor says I've trained in the mountains for many centuries in hopes of mastering the High Elves. All right, well, let's fire this bad boy up. Let's get this party started. Yeah, it's time. Samuel in chat want to talk about Cthulhu. Well, I know a little bit about the Lovecraft work, but my lovely wife is the Dark Lord of H.P. Lovecraft literature and mythos and all that stuff. It is time. Outer Region was in the lobby, but then it like froze. I don't know. Did you, June, did you like lag out or something? Ah, Rudy, you are Polish, perhaps. Chesht, my friend. I hope you are excited to play here. Show us what you got. Death Runners? Oh, man. An all-invisible army could be really cool, too. Like, just in the corner, and then you just, like, ambush someone. Yeah. Volkmar with a meme tank and Spearman, that could actually be very powerful as well. That could be very, very powerful. All rules out the window. Royal Rumble. Yeah, there's not really. I mean, the rules are pretty much out of the window. Like, obviously no draw kiting. Like, you alt F4. Sorry to hear that. Tretch and an Abominate. I would not bring Tretch. If I were to go A-bomb, I'd probably bring, like, a Queek if I wanted a cheap Combat Lord. And then just go, like, Queek with Hell Pit. It's kind of an interesting thing. Like, there's all kinds of weird tactics you can do in this format. You know, I tried to have an FFA tournament a while back. But it just lagged so bad that it was just like not doable. Can only use the worst lord for each faction. Well, that's the thing. So they're not all created equal. Some factions' worst lords aren't that bad. Oh my freaking god. Oh my god. Dactor's army is so foul. Are you guys seeing this? This is disgusting. This is so disgusting. Dactor has Bird Teclis and the Omen of Isurian, and that is it. Oh, but he has no ground forces. So if Dactor doesn't attack, he's going to take leadership penalty. Oh my god. Titanius Angelsmith just wanted to send my appreciation for you on the channel before the stream ends. Love everything. Hey, cheers, man. Thank you for the support. Dude, Dactor's army is so foul. That's such an annoying, hard to kill army with like Rebirth. Oh, and Bird Teclis. Just put a fork in me, dude. Oh no, don't crash. Come on, guys. We had no lag up until just now. No, we're good. Okay. So for the forces here of Rudy, Rudy has a Supreme Sorceress of Fire and 2 Scourge Runners. And now for the Skaven. All right, so for the Skaven, he kind of went with it. He's got Queekhead Taker, a Hellpit Abomination, and then an entire army of Skaven Slave Slingers. Oh my god. Well, there's no Mole Spaghetti. There's no rules in FFA, dude. It's just like the Wild West. Yeah, but the Skaven Slave Slinger hordes could actually kill some of these big monsters, believe it or not. And for the Empire, oh, Zablaski was listening to chat. He's got a Steam Tank, a Volkmar, and a Jade Wizard. Jesus. These armies are so foul. This is so foul, dude. Oh, God. Like, all of these guys, except the Skaven, just have dirty armies. Like, dirty. This is like just some dirtbag freaking FFA builds, dude. Alright, well, good luck, have fun. Zakastyle says he's so nervous, dude, you should be. Although, honestly, Zakastyle has a Hell Pit. He's got a bunch of, like, you know, Skaven Slave Slinger support. Dude, this is like a cheese. Ultimate cheese battle. Just like cheesy shit from all these factions. Just... like, I don't even know how to... Look, without units on the ground, the enemy is forced to attack and land or surrender. Like, immediately, this Phoenix army is taking leadership. Like, look. Their leadership is tanking down. Like, slowly but surely. Look, here we go. Yep, it's going down. It's got 81, 99, 98. I always felt like that penalty should be much worse. Zablasky says, Doctor says, oh god, I forgot I have to land because he has these 2 birds. And then Zablasky's just like in chat, he's like, don't come here. Don't come here. You know, my favorite army of the bunch though is the Skaven. Just like a million Skaven slave slingers. Like, I don't know. I don't know if Volkmar's gonna survive. Look at this haggard freaking battle here between Volkmar and the Phoenixes. That's what you get for bringing that, dude. That's what you get. Oh my god. Oh, a burning head, but look at the jukes by Zakastyle. He's able to fan out pretty well there. And the Hellpit's charging in, but the Skaven Slave Slinger is going as well. Oh, here comes Big Chungus. Here he's going. Oh, with the breath attack from overhead. Jesus. And the Skaven Slave Slinger Legion's just moving forward. All right. So here, oh my god, Volkmar is just getting worked on by these 2 birds. Look, the steam tank's just sitting back there. It's just sitting back there. It's just shooting. Volkmar is like overcasted regrowth. This is so shitty. This engagement. That's so shitty. I hope the Skaven win this, dude. Look at this glorious Skaven army. Just a million slingers. Without units on the ground, the elves are forced to attack again. Oh my god. The steam tank is probably going to have to get in a melee. I don't think its cannon is doing too much. So, yeah, Volkmar's here. He's got the regrowth. I mean, the tank is ramming the Omen of Asurian. Like, this is like the fattest, ugliest wet noodle contest I've ever seen. Zablasky says, you ruined my beautiful kite. He's just all angry in chat. Oh, Jesus Christ. The Skaven are in mass exodus, unfortunately, so it looks like a burning head must have gotten him. Zakastyle's army's running here. Hellpit Abomination's holding firm, and, you know, Hellpit probably will be able to stabilize itself. Ammunition here for Rudy is, oh my god, look at this Skaven Slave Legion. Jeez, this is so bad. Javante Smith, he says, been watching since you were in triple digits, man. Always love your commentary. Hey, Javante, it's a pleasure to have you here, man. Glad you've been with the team that long. This is pretty ugly. I mean, the Skaven could win it. They need to at least protect the Skaven slaves, though. I don't think retreating here is a good idea. I mean, I guess protecting and Skaven slaves are 2 words that should never go together, so... Anyways, let's go look at the other battle, see how this miserable affair is going. So Volkmar and the steam tank are just like ramming. What's really, really funny about this, guys, is Volkmar actually has decent magic resist, if memory serves. Yeah, 40%. So he's taking like a 40% mitigation off the damage from these guys. They're just doing like nothing. Look at this. Even the Jade Wizard is like coming into combat now. Like, I wonder if Zablasky's going to run with the steam tank. Just like kite in circles. Dactyr brought the most troll. I think the most trollish army of them all is probably Dactyr. Like with the double like Phoenix. That like have to stay on the ground. And Queek is now running with the Hellpit Abomination. So the Hellpit and Queek are just kind of chilling in the hills here. Skaven slaves all chased off, and yeah, they got some damage here on the sorceress. They certainly did. It looks like Volkmar is about to fall, though. There's no way he can fight those 2 Phoenixes forever. Like, Arcane Phoenixes are so hard to kill. And they themselves have all sorts of freaking resistances. Oh my god, I think I forgot about this. Oh, the Soulfire Bombardment is going down. Hold on. I'm trying to get this. Come on, hand. 70% fire resist on the Phoenix there. Volkmar just face planted in the dirt. And look. You know what would be a really funny outcome is if the elves, like, couldn't, like, get somewhere, so they just break. Like, if the Skaven, like, hid in the trees or something. Oh my god. You know what else? The Dark Elves could kite the Phoenixes. Look at Zablasky's steam tank, dude. Just going in circles. Oh, Hellpit, though, is good here. And you can see the Scourge Hunters are about out of ammo. Queek should fall back now. Queek should probably get, like, back in the tree line. Dactyr is a professional troll. It would appear so. Yeah. I mean, there still is a big old dragon, Supreme Sorceress of Fire, but, like, that's going to be a tough fight because, like, the 2 Phoenixes will beat the brakes off that dragon. And now you can see Dactyr must have a hard-on to finish off the Empire here. He's just, like, going after their shit. The steam tank is going to take another, like, 20 minutes to kill. That's, like, something else, but, like, of all the armies, I think the best staying power is for sure the birds. Like, the Arcane Phoenixes here. Like, I don't know what can finish them. I mean, maybe if all the other players teamed up, like, if there was, like, a communication between the Dark Elves, the Skaven, and the Empire to, like, kill the High Elves, I think they could win. Because Scourge Hunters are not out of ammo. You know, they go a couple shots into the steam tank and things like that, but... Zablasky says help. Oh, look, there's an alliance! Wait, what happened to this alliance here? Zablasky called for help and the Dark Elves said they would come, but treachery, of course. And, yeah, now that Jade Wizard's gonna get pushed off. This is a smart play, too. Just let the Hellpit kind of heal in the shadows. Like, it could potentially heal to full health if the battle goes long enough, so... Yeah, the full Skaven Slave army in theory sounds cool, but I guess it's not as strong. Yeah, I don't know. You never know, guys, how this could turn out. As far as points go, I mean, the Dark Elves are really, really far ahead. Queek Headtaker's just going to be rode down. I think they have to team up. But look at this. The High Elves are now taking a leadership penalty. But it takes so freaking long to get in there. And there's 100 leadership on the Omen of Asurian. Like, Zablaski is just running in circles with the steam tank at this point. Like, just Queek is just being hunted. Queek might as well turn and fight here. The poor Skaven. I had my hopes for them, but... yeah, I guess the Skaven Slaves just don't have the stopping power to deal with this. That's probably what this format, like, devolves into, right? It's like single entity spam. I guess, like, large funds makes it, like, less possible. Because you can enforce the banner rule armies. Yeah, he's definitely not coming to help. Like, what's the leadership on this guy? 59 leadership on Teclis right now. Like, he's tanking, but now they're going to catch the steam tank. I think Zablaski needs to just, like, kite towards the Dark Elves and let them fight. Queek is champing it, though. He's taking it well. Help at Abomination hiding in the trees back there. Just heal that bad boy, dude. I like that Zach style. Yeah, unfortunate Skaven Slaves versus a Firecaster for sure. That's a pretty bad situation to be in. I do not know what's happening with that steam tank over there. No enemies running away from me, my one weakness. I know. Dude, this army is like probably the most foul army I could think of. Like, Bird Teclis is already so hard to kill, as are the Arcane Phoenixes. Like, that is so gross. I'm like trying to think of like what other small funds army could just punish that. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, maybe like a Blood Dragon Vampire Lord with like a Terrorgeist or something. Even still, the steam tank is getting worn down. Basically, Dactor's just farming it for points. Dactor's saying, just relax the steam tank crew, it'll all be over soon. Oh my god, let them fight. Okay, so we still have the Dark Elves. Rudy's got his little squad here. He's going after the Hell Pit, which is interesting. The Hell Pit might actually put up a fight against these things. Because I think it's a mistake. I think the Dark Elves need to go and fight the High Elves while the steam tank is alive. Because, like, in that case, Zablaski will turn around and shoot and help you with a big cannon. But now, if, like, you just kill the Hell Pit, like, it's going to give time for Dactor to finish off the steam tank. Yeah, Hell Pit is still very powerful, for sure, at this point. The Hell Pit's a thing. Yeah, and the birds are here. Teclis, of course, only has regrowth. I don't think he has any other spells. There needs to be a last alliance. A last alliance must be forged. I'm gonna interject. I'm like the deity here. A last alliance must be forged to stop the dreaded birds. Let's see if they heed the call of Zablaski. It may be too late. Regrowth on the tank. Oh my god. Yeah, Weight Watchers could do well here for sure. Let's see if the call is answered. I don't think so. I think these are like the kingdoms of men in Lord of the Rings, just driven by greed and desires to get their own. Although I guess, you know, in a way, Rudy might be playing for the win here, just trying to get, you know, enough points to beat Dactor. The Phoenixes can catch up to anything, but if you're on the opposite side of the battlefield and they already had been taking some damage, then they might break to that. It's hard to say. Like, this is rough too, because like the Dark Elves are going to take some damage here from Zachastyle's Hell Pit. I hear you, man, but now way to win, but no way to win now. Is that what he's saying? But now no way to win now, I think is what he was trying to say. And here comes Teclis up in the sky. Is he taking a leadership penalty right now? I think he is. It looks like he's at 66, so he goes back up to 73. I think if the other bird is fighting on the ground... Oh my god, look at this freaking wet noodle contest here. The Omen of Asurian is pretty strong, but steam tanks are very tanky, obviously. The Hell Pit Abomination is doing good damage, too, to the Dark Elf Forest. Yeah. You get 2.5k for being the last man standing, so, like, you have to kill Dactor. You can't win. Like, if the dragon was assisting the steam tank, I was like, maybe. A Rogue Idol and Grom the Paunch, that'd be so funny. It would suck, though. Rogue Idols are really bad versus other monsters. Yeah, Zachary saying the tournament's over now, because the players, one of them had to go, so we couldn't finish the finals, so we're going to do the finals separately, like on another stream or either through VODs or something. So we're just doing like really ridiculous Haggard FFAs right now. So the Hell Pit's broken, but it could still get his procs. You know, Dactor might have made a mistake here. He sent his Bird Teclis over here to fight a dragon, like on its own. And Bird Teclis is strong, but if the Skaven Hell Pit comes back and actually pins him in, that could be really disastrous. This is actually a bit of a mistake here. Dactyr might be giving the game. I mean, Bird Teclis is a raid boss, though, for sure. Yeah, so we still have to determine the winner of the tournament after this. I know, High Elf single entity spam is pretty funny. Oh my god, Teclis just isn't taking damage. There's been like a dragon beating on him for like 2 minutes, and he's just like, such a tough character to kill. Oh, the Hell Pit's coming back. This is the time for the last alliance. Look, Rudy says, come kill him now, come kill her. Rudy's just typing in all caps. No, the Hell Pit's attacking the dragon. It needs to attack Teclis or neither of them have a chance. No. Bad Hell Pit abomination. The old grudges can't be looked past. And now they're going in on Bird Teclis. Yes, the two of them. A last alliance must be formed. Oh, but the Hell Pit keeps attacking the sorceress. No. There was once an alliance of Skaven and Druki, and it is not here. They're teaming up on the Dark Elves. And that's going to break the back of the Dark Elves. Oh, the cool. Look at this. Hell Pit's just beating down this dragon here. I love the sync animation with like Teclis in the background. You know what army would be good against these armies too? It'd just be like spam handgunners. Like, you know. And what, the Steam Tank? Oh, the Steam Tank and the Wizard were actually defeating the Omen of Asuryan in combat. What? Yeah, and now you can see the dragons. Man, treachery. That was some straight up treachery there. Rudy made this personal, says Zaki. Okay. Zaki Style saying Rudy made it personal by coming after him. The old grudges can't be forgotten. And now the Hell Pit Abomination will die as it lived. Oh, with a fat healing proc, apparently. I don't think it matters, though. Omen of Asuryan's like probably still a regrowth in the back pocket. Yeah, and this bad boy is going to get worn down. It's weak to fire damage. I know, top 10 anime betrayals. Perpetual backstabbing. Jesus. And the Hell Pit dies. Yeah, now it's 100% over. Like, Rudy's pretty far ahead on points. I mean, okay, maybe you know, if Rudy can hide in the corner, like create as much distance as he possibly can from Dactyr, without units on the ground. Yeah, the army's taking penalties right now. Here comes the tank. It's going to be dropping some bows here. I guess that's how we all die, says Zablaski. Yeah. The Empire army was pretty memey for sure. You know what would be a cool army too? It'd be like a couple Demogryph Knights with Karl Franz on horseback with like Runefang, like this sweeper squad. That could be really kind of cool as well. Let the horn of Helm Hemahen sound once more in the deep. Okay, okay. So the Steam Tank's going to die here. I don't know where that Jade Wizard's going. He should just go for the rear charge here. Steam Tank's got 421. Now, the question is there going to be enough distance? This is a smart play here. This is smart. Hide everything you can. Hide the Scourge Runners in the trees, dude. Rudy. Yeah, you got to hide them. Because that's the only way to break these Phoenixes, I think. The Steam Tank is in Rebel. Oh my god. Rudy must hide. Oh my god, I don't want to encourage the hiding. He has to do it on his own. Yeah, so that Jade Wizard is going to get hunted off the battlefield. And in the meantime, there are some summoned clan rats here. So, okay guys, Scourge Runners are actually faster. No, 120 speed, never mind. I was like, for a second I was reading the wrong tooltip. They are taking a leadership penalty right now. Teclis is taking one. He's at 74. The Scourge Runners need to be hidden. Oh my god, that would be such a funny way. Yeah, okay, the Scourge Runners can't even be hidden in the forest. They don't have the ability to hide. So, yeah, the Phoenix... This is smart, though. Rudy, with some very clever tacticianship, he hides the Scourge Runners on both edges of the map. Cool board. Turn live stream plus painting. A good day indeed. It is, brother. Okay, so... The Jade Wizard for Zablaski is still alive. Zablaski, if he wants to help... Yeah. So that Scourge Runner's broken. It just shatters. Is Zablaski going to try and, like, juke these birds with his horse? There's no way. Clan Rat's going to win it? Oh, my god. The Jade Wizard just going in circles, but the bird's going to catch him eventually. They're, like, so fast. 120 speed is pretty insane. Yeah, this is actually a good spot to hide here for your boy Rudy. It's funny because, like, normally in battles, like, this would be super frowned upon, but, like, in this Haggard FFA, it's, like, totally fair game. And Teclis is closed in the distance, though. 67, 66, 65. I mean, if the Jade Wizard had just left the battlefield, I think leadership penalty might have come into play here. But this being this case, like, it's the Jade Wizard being alive is allowing the other bird to attack a grounded unit, which is giving Teclis the leadership he needs. Teclis is at 57. Is he taking? Oh! He's actually taking it 55 leadership right now. The Scourge Runner needs to create distance too. It needs to like run up the edge of the map here. Yeah. More views than the unofficial what stream? What pig stream? I don't know what you speak of. Yeah, so Teclis is chasing. He's at 48 leadership. The Scourge Runner is getting distance, but 120 speed is 120 speed. Their leadership is too damn high. Zablaski's like juking. Like buying time, I guess. The Chariot's going. Teclis's leadership is at 48. It is tanking. 47. It should be, I think this penalty should be faster than this. Although, oh, his leadership went back up to 47. Okay, it's going down, but it's going back up now. Which I believe is happening because over here. Like, while this bird is attacking, I think it, like, temporarily... Yeah, now you can see the penalties reapplied. So he'll start going down again, 46. Oh my god. No, the Scourge Under Chariot shatters. Rudy trying. I knew I should have just killed the Jade Wizard instead of fighting Teclis Dactyr with the evil cackling. Oh my god. My entire slave army routed. Zach, don't worry, dude. Your army was my favorite. And that's going to be it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's stream. The Haggard Dactyr with the back-to-back Haggard FFA wins. Truly a king amongst, with his, like, my brain just wouldn't go there to, like, something that gross. But, man, props to him for it. Look, like, that entire battle, his two Phoenixes took, like, 40% HP on one bird. Yeah. Maybe if the Jade Wizard, I don't know. Yeah. It's hard to say. Anyways, my friends, that is going to conclude today's stream. I'm going to go hang out with my smoking hot wife. As far as the bracket, so for anyone who joined late, we did have an Eternal Challenger League Grand Final, but we had to postpone it because one of the players had to go. It was very late for them. So we have Random Nicks versus Loopy still to be decided. So it's going to be a best of 5. I might actually do it as a best of 7, like a unique situation, just to have a stream for it, because a best of 7 is enough for a stream. So maybe I'll grab Random Nicks and Loopy and do a big fat, best of 7 showdown. Now, as far as the players who've already qualified for the Grand Finals, we have Soothsayer, Anticity, Falcon, Taco, Fistek, and Zero. So certainly a very ferocious set of players waiting in the Grand Finals atop their throne of skulls. And as always, guys, thank you so much for joining. You guys stay safe in these crappy 2020 times. Mods, thank you for sticking around the stream. I know it's a weird time of the day, but I appreciate all you guys. And yeah, man, donations today. Thank you guys all so much for your donations. There's so many. It would take me like 15 minutes to read through them. But I really appreciate all the support, guys. I really appreciate it. You guys are aces, man. Just some fat ones. And yeah, I got the various messages. If you guys ask them to be donated to prize pools for players for the ECL Grand Finals, I'll take care of that. But I really appreciate you guys and all the support you give. And even just hanging out and watching, it just means the world. So, that game could have been won if there was a last alliance. Like if the Hell Pit, if the Dragon, if the tank all teamed up, they might have been able to win that. The 7th is going to be decided because the 7th was supposed to be decided today, but it was delayed because one of the players had to go to sleep. So the 7th is either going to be, let me pull it up here. It's either going to be Random Nicks or Loopy. So that'll be decided. Probably a best of 7 stream. So yeah. That is that. Don't worry, guys. It will be decided. Thank you all for joining. Woggetstein closing out the stream. Thanks for the stream. I wanted to hold my money until you used an idiom for low health that wasn't on death's bed. But then I would have been waiting until my death's bed. That is very true. I am limited. I'm sorry. Woggetstein, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Yo, Turin, are Tomb Kings still horribly... No, Tomb Kings are very powerful in multiplayer. A dwarf match into its own video? Oh, yeah. If somebody sends me the replay, sure. All right, guys, that's it. Thank you for joining. You guys are aces. We'll be back soon. Sorry we didn't get to the Grand Finals today, but, it made for a pretty fun time as we got to try some funny formats. And we'll be back with the Grand Finals very soon. Probably be a best of 7 sometime in the next couple days to iron that bad boy out. All right, guys. Thank you so much. You guys rock. Stay safe. And until next time, you guys take care.